Yours is not.
Okay,
It's
heads
now
up.
a 1.
Hold on a second. You turn that up. We're on the sound.
Alright.
Alright,
Okay,
so we should be making noise now.
Yeah, so additions to the character sheet have been made. Normally I do a friendly recap for our viewers, but we're on YouTube. Short version. Mariah's character Lucas successfully got out of the Leviathan's brothel, was able to go over to Torx, get some fairly horrific musical instruments, and successfully get back out of the Undermarket.
Only one person wanted a horrific musical instrument. Everyone else was like, you gross, no.
Yeah, I know, but to be fair, that's the only one we're probably going to remember. Fight me if I'm wrong.
No, because the other ones were kind of...
Then moving over to Declan, who was able to assassinate the newly promoted nephew turned mafia boss while impostoring his deceased uncle and helping Noble Mortal and her kid escape an attack by the Noble Mortal's equivalent of Jeffrey Dahmer and Charles Manson in teenage form. Pretty much.
So Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, Thursday.
Okay, so that's kind of where you guys left. You found out that Roy was severely injured in a Seether attack out of the Roses, and collectively were able to piece him together with everybody chipping in at the 11th hour, and for some strange reason, and also a lot of blessings on the dice rolls, were able to save him, so that was a good thing. You've got a couple of new accomplices tending to the house. Sheridan, who's the parrot-headed goblin who you brought along from the Undermarket in exchange for a map of the Undermarket.
Oh, give him that map, because apparently I had to get a roommate for it.
Yeah, so he's there. Fox is out and about, and For most things, aside from the one the Fae who's now occupied, restructured, and created a very nice wine cellar in your once derelict basement, um, things are as horrific as usual.
So, question. You
Thursday.
gonna tell the landlady about this?
I'll let you guys figure that one out in game. So, the camera opens as it always does, and we have this. People are lining up to tune into Netflix because we don't do movie theaters anymore. You see Faye neighbors across the screen. And normally the camera at this kind of point in time, would zoom in on a condo complex and the little brickwork cottage. Except this time the screen's kind of black. And you hear a door creaking in the distance. And you've heard this creak before because when the kid comes through the front door, it's the same damn creak. But everything's dark. And everyone just hears that. Yeah. And you hear the sound of, something being shuffled kind of in the kitchen away from the snoring. You see a candle being put down and a match being struck, and it's lit in a faint luminescent glow. And you hear like the sound that only a teenager can make when they're really trying hard to be sneaky if the board's kind of creaking under them.
I assure you, more than just teenagers can make that noise.
And you can the sound of that big leather volume being gently kind of, pulled down. And you hear and then just that pause goes back to snoring and book gently being and the camera kind of zooms in and you can just barely make out the kid. He's got the candle positioned just right over the book. Lifts the finger, starts reading, and the first time we actually hear their voice. And it's just kind of peering over and you hear, for Declan, it was a day like every other day. And you see Declan waking up in the morning, there's the smell of eggs and French toast and, syrup being poured, and he kind of looks through the front door and like out the crack of the bedroom, and he actually sees the parrot-headed goblin, and literally you've got Roy, who's still looking very anemic, eating like there's pancakes galore, there's bacon everywhere, there's sausages. They stayed the night. The guy was like critically aware, but
It's just the next day. Okay.
So like, there's not just a plate of sausages. There's plates of sausages. The French toast goes about 4 feet off the table. The coffee is like flowing through wine, and Sheridan is just like, doing. Lewis is there, and he's kind of sitting with Roy, helping him eat, who's still struggling with utensils. Fox is still there because she helped with the healing, and they're all calling the wolf down, and you're like, well, where did this food come from? I didn't buy it, but everybody's just kind of like, they're very quiet. They're you can see that they're getting their appetites on, and that's when and he's cooking, and he's got the apron on, and he's flipping flapjacks, and the head turns 180 degrees, and looks directly at you through that crack in the door. Good morning, Declan. Good to see you. Would you care for a little brekkie?
Are you pretty sure that's not a parrot thing?
It's a goblin thing, Mariah.
I have to kind of a shower, but yeah.
Shower. Clean as a whistle. Best way to start the day. As they say, cleanliness is next to gaudiness.
Sure. The door, a shower.
Okay. So, having a shower. So, what are you doing when you have a shower?
It's probably just Declan kind of still half asleep with his forehead resting against the wall, letting the water hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, why is this my life?
Make a notice check for showering, because it's our game.
4.
All right. So you're showering, you're kind of washing your hair, doing the thing, kind of slowly waking up, and as you do, suspended from a piece of twine from the faucet where the water comes out of the shower is a little doll of you. It's a little kind of stitched doll, you know, the eyes kind of hanging. Looks old, but it's just kind of hanging there, bobbing.
Have anything on it?
No, yeah, I mean, it kind of sort of looks like you-ish. I mean, the craftsmanship isn't really top notch, but you would get a sepia tone flashback of seeing similar things from the restaurant.
Yeah.
When you dealt with the Queen of Dolls.
So, finish my shower. Grab a soft towel.
Mm-hmm.
Take the doll off the faucet.
Mm-hmm.
Someone needs to see that. Go get dressed.
All right. And as you do, you know, Lewis kind of gives you that nod that only Vincent from Beauty and the Beast in the 1980s can give you. It's just
Lewis?
like that.
Look, big line guy that came over Roy.
Oh, right, yes, sorry.
Kind of nods his head to you as he comes in.
I thought my character was getting renamed again.
And kind of gives Roy an elbow and he just kind of like, hey, Declan, how's it going?
See what? How you feeling?
Yeah, it's like I feel like I've been stabbed, punched, shot, and then put back together like bubble glue and tinfoil.
So, exactly what happened then?
And Lewis is like taking a mouthful of sausages. There's no bubble glue. And Sheridan comes over to you. It's like, good morning. You made it. Look at you, squeaky clean queen as a whistle.
So listen, who's leaving dolls?
Oh, I found that on the front door. I thought you would want to see that as soon as you woke up, but I could see you in a deep sleep, so what I did is I put it in the shower, knowing you would go and have a shower first thing.
Right.
So that way you would not be interrupted from your daily routine. Bagel. We've got sesame, we've got granola, we've got multigrain, and look at this.
Do you want to do me a favor? Make a platter of this, and then bring it down to the chapel on one side.
Yeah, okay. I'm doing that. Oh, and he kind of rubs his hands, and he's looking at you, you know, and he's like, just, you know, everybody's just kind of chowing down, enjoying themselves for the most part. And Lewis kind of raises his head, and he's like, Lucas's thing is today.
Yeah.
We doing anything with that?
Which thing?
I mean,
Your battle of the bands?
we should go.
Yeah.
Of course. Solidarity.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's the day after. Okay!
Well, preliminary rounds.
I mean, yeah, but I kind of want to practice with the new instruments first, but. Magic!
Hey, Roy. You remember that time when we got into the fight with the Roses and they sent us an invitation a week ahead of time so we could look at the door schedule? No, I don't, because it never happened. He kind of looks at you. That's life. You roll with the punches.
Right. Speaking of roses, expecting a bloody delivery.
Yeah?
They lost a few of theirs. We've lost a few of ours. They're delivering their eggs to us.
To us, okay. I'll keep an eye on them, because apparently one went missing in here already.
That's when
Not from us, but in the building.
Yeah.
And that's when you kind of you do a flashback, and not flashback, but flash more sideways.
Flash sideways?
Flash sideways. Sideways flash. And you see the kid, you know, kind of dragging his finger across the thing. And it was then that Lucas came across an unpleasant surprise. So, what are you doing at the breakfast table right now, Lucas? Eating. And that's when radio kind of comes on, because, you know, it's the way things go. And you hear a very familiar voice.
This is a retro game.
You hear a very, very familiar voice. And it's like, this is WKNG. We are proud to present one of the managers of new bands coming up. Battle of the Bands is today for the first tier contention. Looks like we got some new people, new talent. We've got Honey and the Heartbreakers coming in. Good reputation, solid leads. Breakout band. It's like, break out. Let me tell you, there are two things that break out: rashes and omelets. And she ain't an omelet, and she ain't a rash. So there is no breaking out there. Well, how do you feel about the bloody thorns? Oh, bloody will tell you. Bloody thorns. You know what thorns are? Thorns ain't flowers. They're little pointy pieces of wood people pick out and then throw away. Who wants to be associated with that? It's a nuisance. It's a nonsense. It is nonsense. Nobody wants to be associated with that. Let me tell you about a real band. All right. Well, tell me about it. Well, just remind us, what is the name of your band that you guys went with?
Winter Knives?
Let me tell you about Winter Knives. They are shinier than God's new gun and twice as loud. They have got a spring in their step that would make Spring-Heeled Jack kind of wince, cry, and roll over. They've got tunes that will put the loonies in everyone's dance step. He was like, okay, that is actually a very strange promotion, and every word of it is true. Truer than the truest thing you ever heard. Well, that would probably be my ex-wife telling me that she's going to get me for everything on alimony, which she did. And you're saying it's more true than that. That is a lot of truth, I have to say. Buckets. Buckets, my friend. Buckets. You can take those buckets to the bank and bank those buckets. I guarantee you, I will put my last bottom dollar on it that Winter Nights is going to take this thing. It's going to be a musical montage, a magnus opus, a masterful rendition of everything you never knew you always wanted. Well, honestly, I'd like to stop playing alimony, but with an upsell like that, it's kind of hard.
Right. I'm just gonna.
So
I'm calling the bandmates.
So Moxie is doing his best to upsell you at that point.
But no pressure. Megan?
Yes, Beckham.
And someone gets here and knock at the door. Youth there. Probably 18, 19. Very kind of conservative cut. Like, not in terms of like conservative, but like business. Like for somebody in their 18, 19, they look like they're trying to get an internship at a firm, as opposed to being there. And he looks really, you can see he's doing his best to steal himself, but he's got like that little, sort of like somebody gets into a poker game and they realize they're a little bit out of their league, but they're doing the best to keep it in check.
Yeah.
He's like, he takes a couple steps back. Like, you're Declan Street, I presume.
Aye.
Like,
You are.
Yeah. And you kind of see him look over his shoulder and he's like, I'm Jarvis.
I'll leave off on.
I'm Jarvis.
Jarvis. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Members of my pack said that you're my contact in order for the package, and he kind of gives you that, he's trying really hard to be professional. He's like, it's like he's kind of looking at you. You don't have any cold iron like in the doorways or anything.
No, we had to take it out.
He's like, okay. He's like, he's kind of, he's taking a step behind you and he's letting you lead the way. And for every like 3 footsteps you take, he's taking one, and you can tell like he's like tracing what happens when it all goes south. He's like.
Meanwhile, there's like 3 people at the table eating, calling people.
He's like, you're a blade, huh?
Yep. Close the door behind him, and I'll like as I close the door, I'll like make a loud noise when I close it. Yeah. So just to save you some time, that window over there is big enough for a body. The window in my room's got a fire fire escape on it, and this is the other exit. Are you eating yet?
He's like, looks at you and he's like, duly noted. He's like, no, I don't have that addiction thing, but I am hungry, but.
Just point to the food.
He's like, okay. He goes over there and he's like, you're all blades.
No.
Well, no, Sheridan's a couple.
The head swings over. He's like, would you care for some French toast? No, I'm fine. A waffle? No, I'm okay. A baguette, a bagel, a crepe. Okay, this is getting a little intense here.
Yep.
Would you like quiche, boiled eggs, poached eggs, fried eggs?
Just
Would
tell
you
him what
eggs
you want so he
Benedict?
stops, please.
What are they eating? Oh, chocolate chip pancakes. I'll. Can I have that? Okay. He kind of sits down at the table and he's kind of.
I think foxes are rose.
Eyeing you guys.
Oh.
I never said. And he kind of looks at you guys and he puts down a wooden case and opens it up and you can smell like this beautiful incense coming out and he pulls out thin piece of silk, unwraps it and pushes it over to you and you can see 3 exquisite, masterfully crafted pieces of sandalwood incense.
Look at it with my sight.
Yep.
Is it like
Is
a
it still
glamour or
incense?
something?
What's that?
Is it a glamour or something?
Yeah, it's sandalwood incense, but it offers like mild protection. Like it activates as a mild ward against certain types of things.
Right.
It's something that you could get at the undermarket really easy, really cheap. It's sort of like if you have a very mild infestation of wood gnomes, you'd wave it around, and after a day or two, they'll take care of it
What's this for?
for breakfast.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So.
Take it out and I'll find a place to put it.
So he's like.
Okay, why am I asking? Hang on. Sheridan, do we have an incense box?
Top left beside the cinnamon and mustard seed.
You're the one that let it go in the house.
Oh, and don't touch the Oreos. And Sheridan can say, and whatever you do not touch the Oreos. Lewis just kind of like bares his fangs a little bit.
Why?
Babs doesn't know I've got him.
Lewis,
Mm?
am I to understand that you took Bab's Oreos?
No. You are to understand they're my Oreos. I bought them with my money, and Babs doesn't know I have them because she thinks I'm on a diet. And I would like to keep that between us.
Alright.
Upon pain of death. And he just kind of glares at the rose when he says that. And you can tell that the rose is definitely intimidated. He's taken an interest in his pancakes.
That's like keeping that from the washerwoman.
You have your secrets, I have mine.
Right. As long as it's not hers, it's fine.
They're delicious.
Say they weren't.
And
Have you tried the ones that are dipped in white chocolate?
Yes. And you guys are kind of talking that, and Jervis is. You can tell he's
Not normally a fan.
So I don't mean to be rude. Like the pancakes are lovely. They're actually very good. They didn't tell me which one of you is in charge.
In charge?
Yeah. Which
what?
The pack. They didn't tell me which one is the leader. They just said.
Oh, we're not a pack.
He was a. Come again?
We're roommates. Sheridan's a new addition. He kind of keeps the place. Roy and Lewis here. Roy and Lewis here are guests.
They're your fleet.
He said,
And I think Fox is
I don't know. Did she like?
still sleeping. You can hear her snoring.
Okay. And he kind of looks around and you can see he's kind of adding stuff up. He's like, okay, I was told you were like, you guys live, you pay rent?
No, we're the supers here. We don't pay rent.
Okay. You. Right.
I mean, there was supposed to be one for mundane issues, but landlady cheaped out again.
Right.
We're supposed to only be dealing with the face
Okay,
stuff.
so he's making some small gestures with his hands. He's kind of looking at them. He's
Like
kind of
looking at his hands.
like he's just. It's like he's got a pair. You know how somebody's got like a deck of cards or a poker hand. He's kind of doing that and like nonchalantly kind of looking at them and putting his hands back down. And he's like, so. He's like, okay, so I've got a package. I was told you're my contact person, but I was told to give it to the head of the pack.
Well, I mean, we didn't really put one together for this. It's returning some names, but we'd need to know who they're going to.
Okay, okay. Kind of looks at his hands again.
I mean,
It's like,
You wouldn't be,
is there a reason this would need a team?
you wouldn't be making any judgment calls while you're a guest in our house, are you?
no, not at all, not at all. I'm just trying to do my job properly.
I see.
Don't ask stupid questions. Shit. Okay. All right. Got it. You kind of.
Look, I was your contact, and we work together. So given it to either Lucas or myself,
Yeah.
complete your contract. You're good to go now.
He's like he pulls out another box. You know, he pulls out his little he's got like a little courier's bag. He pulls out this fairly large box out of it, sort of like a little target's that bag of holding, and he's black boxed. You can see it's wood, it's ebony, it's carved with symbols of the roses, words on it. If anybody has religious mains right now, they would be going off like crazy.
Thankfully, I don't.
He flips it open, and there are 3 aims there, and they've still got the blood on them. They did not clean them up. They didn't touch them. They didn't fuck with them.
Yeah.
And you can see that somebody must have just scooped these off the battlefield and dropped them in the box or something.
Okay, just for future reference, you can clean them.
Yeah, it's not like it's going to disarm with a blade or anything.
He's like I just.
No,
He's like I don't know how to do this, and I grab them, and they said bring them to you guys.
Fine.
And
breathe. Just have some.
I pick one up,
Yeah.
grab like a cloth from the kitchen, and run it under the water and just start wiping the blood off because it's going to be dry by now. And I'm just trying to read who it belongs to.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be a process. Like cleaning an aim it's a meticulous thing. It's going to take some time. I'm just going to hand wave it and say that that you spend. It will take probably 30 minutes to get it all spit and polished, but you're able to get enough of them to figure out who it is. It's.
I'd read it, but I don't want to headache.
Yeah.
Because of recent death.
So it's.
Yeah, I'll get the name. I'll just get everything else too.
So you get the name off it. The name is Thess. That's the main part you get. And he's like, yeah, listen, I just scooped these off when things went south. I didn't know. I didn't mean any disrespect.
We appreciate it. You didn't know that. That's fine. You're not being punished or judged for it.
I appreciate
just
it.
letting you know.
Listen,
Do we have a phase name on the aim?
Talvin.
Talvin.
And he's. I'm gonna ask you to make an either a notice or an investigate.
Or.
Both of you. And you can either go with the aim or you can go with the kid.
I'm paying attention to the aim.
You're right.
I'll focus on the kid.
All right.
Got me a 4 for investigate.
Shit, that's beautiful.
That is me rolling a 0. That is my jam.
I got 3, same thing.
Okay, so here we go. Talvin is a Fakin. You know that his crew is kind of Upper West Side. They do whenever the Blades need to deal with filth, they usually go to Talvin and his groups to do that. They don't do a lot of heavies. They don't really do a lot of heavy lifting. They kind of more task themselves with keeping the mortals out of everybody's turfs in that area. So the gangs are okay if they stay in this
keeping
area.
collateral out of
Yeah, he's basically, they redirect the gangs to fight with each other, not the Fae. If there's a PTA fundraiser, he makes sure that it's not going to be where the latest scrounge hound was sighted at the park. It's low level stuff, but it keeps things going.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get. This guy's nervous. He's really afraid of making a misstep, but you can tell like he wants to talk to you. He wants to say something, say something. But he's new, and you get the wet behind the ears thing. But he's really nervous of Lewis, like Lewis and Roy and the parrot-headed thing, and like you can see that he's trying to get up the courage to speak to you, but they're like, as far as he's considering, you're like, okay, he's new. He's probably heard all the rumors about blades. He's now having breakfast with them. I have a feeling they didn't teach this at prep school. And you can actually feel his adrenaline just emanating off of him. And for a split second, you see through his glamour, and you see these like budding kind of like deer horns forming into a rack, but not like a full-grown adult rack, like a kid,
little baby nuts.
Little bit. He's new at this. You're thinking he's maybe a month or two at most.
Why don't you, we'll leave Lucas to the cleaning, why don't you, come in the back here?
Yeah, he said, sure, thank you, Mr. Sheridan, for the food. It's delicious. It's remarkably some of the better pancakes I've ever had. The head kind of turned. It's like, you are very welcome. Feel free to stop by any time with Declan's permission. I'll be glad to feed you, but not to slaughter you later and cook you, because that would be so wrong. Oh.
Also,
Sheridan?
Yeah.
We don't cook guests. Nor do we eat them.
Right. We don't do that here.
No,
We
we
don't.
don't.
Oh. Of course not. This isn't the uprising of 1509. That would be ridiculous. Oh.
Name dropping.
why does he keep name dropping?
Horrible
events?
Yeah. Right. Not bring him to the other rooms.
Okay, it's like, you can just see the way he's like, oh, thank you so much. Like, the pancakes were really good.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting used to the whole goblin thing.
Yeah.
Just, like, honestly, I mean, like, there's one time I went to the grocery store just to get groceries. One of them is like, it had the things, and it had an eyeball that came out of its mouth, and it asked me,
Hey, Matt Craig.
yeah, he asked me if I wanted paper or plastic. I looked like an idiot. I didn't know what to say. I was so scared. Okay. Hey, but the aims are okay. You guys are okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, listen,
You did your job.
yeah, I got a problem, and I talked to my pack mates, and they ran it up, and they said there's nothing to do about it, and just let it go, but I can't let it go, and I was told that you guys, our blades are kind of like
If it makes you feel any better.
rule breaking and uncouth
If
and
it
violent.
makes you feel any better, when I am not doing blade business, I am a private investigator.
That actually, you have a job?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, of course you have a job. How could you not? It's like, yeah, that actually really helps. Listen, so I got the aims because I was meeting up with my sister and a couple other members of my pack, right? And there's a group of blades, and we heard some cries, and we didn't know who it was, so we went into the alley. Big guy. I didn't get a good look on him. He's probably about 6'5", maybe a little bit bigger. Really broad shoulders, slicker on it. It was kind of dark. Anyway,
You have like one leg.
huh? No, but he had his hand was really weird. It was like one of those blade things you see old people with wheat.
The scythe.
Yeah, I guess so.
Won't be a hand sickle.
Yeah, it was, and he's like drawing it on a piece of paper. It looked like this.
Yeah.
So, we found a couple of them. 2 of them were already dead. He took off the one's head right there in front of. We tried to get out, but he got my sister. I tried to go back for her, but my packmates kind of grabbed me and pulled me out of there. And I haven't seen or heard anything of her since. And I went back there, and like, there's no blood in the alleys. There's nothing. It's clean. It's too clean. And I know when something's too clean, because I clean messes up all the time. This is what they're training me to do, right?
Yeah, but you have to understand that we cohabitate a city with mortals.
Yeah,
If
I know.
there was a mess, the mortals would ask questions.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gets cleaned.
I know, but this wasn't this big guy. Normally we had decided with us he couldn't get a read on him. We thought he might have been a blade, but then why is he killing other blades? Definitely wasn't filth, because no gas mask, and the smell wasn't there. Anyway, he got 2 of my pack mates, and he got my sister, and I haven't seen them. I've been searching, and nobody's helping me out here. My pack mates are like, let it go. There's too much going on. We had to put down 3 people. We had, you know those infections where the eyes are going over? We had 2 of those happen in our territory in the last 4 days.
Yeah.
There's a family, a couple kids. They all got sick. There was that fellow with all the money, and he went to the restaurant and he died a couple days later after that. The organs all caved in. We're finding these fucking creepy dolls everywhere. So they're telling us to watch our guard, and we don't go out unless we're with another pack now.
What kind of dolls?
Dolls, like maybe 6 inches, 8 inches, kind of sort of look like the.
I guess.
He's like, yeah. Where did you get that? That's exactly what it is. We've been like locking down neighborhoods every which way trying to find this person.
Yeah, it's on my front door.
It's like, shit, okay, so is it okay if I tell my people that you guys are getting them too?
Yeah.
He's like, and you see him like pull out like a small thing of cigarettes, and he's like tapping. He's like, do you mind if I
Crack open, like open the windows, stand over there.
He's like, they're saying that, you know.
I'll give you something to give to your how do you call your leaders anyway? Pack leaders?
Royalty, we've got pack leaders, and then we've got our lords.
Give it to your lords.
Okay.
Give it to your lord and get them to do it, because this is something that's kind of popped up.
Her name's Meredith. My sister's name's Meredith, and she's a precious. She's one hell of a singer. Top notch. Top, like classically trained. Oh yeah, she's really good. And the thing is, we got Nightmare Defied together, and when she sings, that's where the power comes from. And she wasn't able to get a squeak off. The guy punched her right in the throat. It was like he knew what her power was. Just hit her.
Nightmare Defied.
So anyway,
what's
like,
your name anyway?
Jervis.
Jervis, right, Jervis.
Yeah. So he's like, listen, Mom and Dad died years ago. She's the only family I've got. And normally the Roses are like, they throw enough money at a problem. He's like, yeah, I got it right here. They throw money at a problem, it goes away. He's like, I don't know what to do because I've been doing this. I'm still trying to figure out.
Breathe.
He thinks like, I still don't get over the antler thing.
Probably not helping smoking. But,
yeah, he's like, okay, it's okay. Just let me know what your price is, and I'm pretty sure I can afford it.
Cool.
That must be nice.
So, normally, my usual price is normally about $250 a day plus expenses, but you're asking me to go against something that wiped out a pack of roses.
Yeah.
And blades.
Mhm.
And apparently can sense weakness.
Mhm.
And knows, from what you're saying, how to hurt someone, to stop someone from like singing, for example.
Well, he knew Meredith. Maybe he was stalking her. I don't know. I mean, you think I would have seen something like this? The guy was huge.
It's fine. Run this up. For this job, be $1,000 a day plus expenses. Get it to your line, get it to your lord, get her to foot the bill. You don't need to be doing it.
He's like, all right.
Because this is something that's going to be targeting both of our people, so you might as well have the order. And as far as everything else goes, give her this.
And
just her.
Okay.
No, make yourself.
Okay. And he's like, listen, I gotta get going. They're still waiting at me, and if I'm not back out in 10 more minutes, they're gonna come in.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like fix.
Oh,
okay.
Did they miss breakfast?
Did you? Your lord isn't downstairs, is she?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
No. They're sitting in a car across the street. Oh shit! I shouldn't have told you that. But you know, with all people going missing.
Look out the window. Okay.
How supposed they?
Just for future reference,
Mm-hmm.
when you're trying to be incognito, parked across the street,
Mm-hmm.
don't be in the swankiest car in the neighborhood. I give you.
No. That's not them. That's them. Beside the rolls. You see an ice cream van?
So let me get this straight. Do they get out of the ice cream van and go into the rolls right away?
No, that's not our rolls.
What rolls is this?
No. Ours is the ice cream van.
Oh, weird. Right then. Cool.
You
Ice
can't.
cream van doesn't come around here.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Good shot. Good try.
give this to your line and give this to your lord.
Okay.
No one else opens it.
So he picks it, takes it. takes out the black glasses that you're pretty sure he ordered from Amazon from the MIB, flips them, you know, and you can tell he's worked on his flip. He's like, shit.
Okay, so I'm just gonna grab like a giant platter of food and just walk him out.
Alright.
Alright, so all things considered, did a good job. You need to remember to breathe though.
he starts to, okay, you guys aren't really as bloodthirsty monsters as everyone was saying.
Well, you put us at breakfast, we were eating like half an hour. It was fine.
Okay, we'll figure a 4 on that one. It's good enough. He meets you on that, and he's like, yeah, I know, because you know everyone knows the real killing happens around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon.
See, you get it.
Yeah, no, right after tea time.
Exactly.
So he kind of.
The question is he drinking? Is he going along with it, or is this legit what he thinks?
Either way.
So he kind of heads off.
No, go over the ice cream truck, just like kick it.
Yeah.
Oi!
And you see the panel open. Big guy, ogre, looking at you.
Breakfast.
Looks at Jervis. Looks at him. Yeah.
There you go.
Pulls it over.
Enjoy.
Like, Todd, what's that? Blades, they just gave us food. Oh, he's like, oh yeah, hang on. He's like, yeah, and you can see through his sight, no problem. I'm not making you guys roll for it. He's probably just a hair under 7 feet, like gray skin. He's got that big jaw. He's wearing a little paper hat, a little apron. It says Mort on it. You know, Mort's ice cream. And he's like, your order, sir. You know, he makes sure everyone can hear it and gives you like the little cheap plastic lid paper for a sundae, and it's got a glamour on it. Hands it over to you.
Nice. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Slice the thing shut. You take a look at that. Roll for your glamour site.
Notice.
It's
It's notice or
Notice will do it.
yeah.
1. Oh shit right now.
He gave you a sundae container filled with silver bullets. You know, and there's about 6 or 7 silver bullets in those.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Do you have a gun?
That is.
So his big thing is the roses are very much quid pro quo on everything. So every time you give them something, they return in kind.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's the blades.
right now, yes, I understand where you're coming from, but right now things are a little different.
Okay, so it's more of a they're being jumpy.
They're being very, very jumpy. So you get the thing of bullets, and you're taking. Basically, the vibe you got this was you're helping us out, we're helping you out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you helped me jumpstart my car. Here's the converter set you need to get free Wi-Fi kind of thing.
Shit. Go back. Knock on the door again.
Nothing.
Go around to the side, like, see if I can open the door.
You can open it. It's empty.
Fuck's sakes.
It looks like an ice cream truck that was bought like 20 years ago, and nobody's been in it since.
Alright. Good luck with your hunt. They're doing the Seethers as well.
You can try and magic to see what happened.
Well, I have a feeling they either just left or opened a portal, or they were never there. Like, it's one of either way, they're not there, so it doesn't matter. So
your portal would probably be very, very accurate. If you want to find it, you can roll for it. If not,
it's not like I can open it.
Or can you?
I'm sighted. I don't have that. I mean, everyone's looking at me now, so I'm gonna try. 3.
3. Weirdest thing. You took a look at the fridge where they normally store the ice cream, and it's got a wooden frame to it, molding. And you've seen something very similar to this before.
Recently?
Yeah. And it's just, and you got the smell of like fresh breeze kind of coming through the cracks and things. And it's just, and you kind of open the door, and as you do, you get a little peek of what appears to be a botanical garden on the other side. It doesn't seem to be quite as fey as what the ladybugs were, but you're like, it's weird. You see this giant rose tree in the center of this fairly mortal botanical garden. It doesn't feel like a fey. The tree feels fey. The area doesn't. And you're like, this is on the other side of the city.
So what?
And that's when you hear the door slam behind you.
Naturally.
Okay. Meanwhile,
We'll leave that open.
you're back having breakfast, and at this point, you know, you get the knock on the door.
Jack is getting. God damn it.
Lucas! It's Raven. Lucas,
I'm
get
trying
here!
to call you.
I'm right here. My phone's dead. We were in the neighborhood.
We?
Yes, we.
I just see you.
Oh, God. Idiots! Come on! And you see Zed's there, and you see Magnus is there, and you see Mix is there, and they've all got like little ice cream sundae things that they're, you know, eating. It's like, hey, we stopped for ice cream. Wanted to see if you wanted some. So yeah, gig is tonight.
Yeah.
Have you seen the numbers we're pulling on this?
No, did you guys hear Moxie's promotion?
Mix is like, fuck yeah, we're gonna kick so much ass. We're gonna lay this out tonight. I don't even know who we're playing against, but they're dead. They're so dead. Oh, hey.
So you didn't research.
Research is for saps. Do I smell bacon? I smell bacon and pancakes. Oh, dude, are you having breakfast? Guys, they're having breakfast. Oh, hey, Lewis. Hey, Roy. Hey, parrot guy. Would you care for... Ah! Yeah. Waffle me like you've never waffled me before. Oh, I'm intrigued. I think I will. Don't you dare. Okay, fine. Yeah. So they're kind of talking. We're going to have to get there really early tonight, by the way. Security is supposed to be incredibly tight. They're actually talking about calling it off with all the recent killings and the upscale and gang violence across the city. It's getting really crazy out there. It's like a ghost town downtown.
Yeah, I've been, well, a bit out of the loop.
Yeah?
Yes. Well, I mean, got back, had to help out Roy, and then, now. So I don't know how you're more in the loop, but good to know.
At this point, Fox kind of comes out, and she's wearing a towel and, you know, eating like a slice of toast. Oh, hey, look, it's your band. Hey, band. Hey, Lucas. Get him a coffee. What are you guys doing here? Battle of the Bands tonight. Duh. Yeah, we're planning, we're scheming, we're getting ready. We may even rehearse. Duh. What are you doing
Please
here?
rehearse.
He's like, well, help put somebody back together, etc., etc. So she's like, yeah, I would love to see you guys rehearse. Like, I mean, play musicians, that's the thing, right? Like, what are you gonna do?
Play instruments.
Play instruments. So,
What do you do when you rehearse?
play instruments, get a feel for the crowd, work on new material. So, who are you guys playing against tonight? Do you know?
Honey and the Heartbreakers.
Oh, nice, good band.
Did you, are you in the, competition?
Don't ask, don't tell.
I asked.
I'm not telling. But
So that would be a yes.
So I'll be curious to see how you guys actually perform tonight.
So I take it you're in the Bloody Thorns.
Neither confirm nor deny that. I take it you're going to a mortal competition armed with magical instruments that you purchased from the undermarket, huh?
Yeah.
Isn't that like kind of dishonorable for a blade? Skewing the deck in your favor? Just a little bit?
Why are you trying to talk like Yogi Bear?
No, I'm just making fun of you, but yeah, just... Anyway.
Yeah, don't do that.
Alright, well, I won't. And you guys are talking, and the band is like kind of getting into it. Zed starts chatting her up, and that's when you hear 2 gunshots go off next door. which is really odd because the next door is populated by seniors.
The fuck?
And then a moment later, you hear another and some screaming. And Lewis is on his feet. Roy tries to get on his feet, but kind of.
Roy, stay put. You're not fully recovered.
And the rest of your band is kind of looking at you as like, what the fuck is going on? And
I don't know.
that's when you're seeing all the aims come out.
Yeah.
Shlink, shlink,
Likewise, and I'm opening the door, but I'm not going through it yet. I'm checking the hall, and then I'm gonna go see what's. I'm heading towards the gunshots.
One of the doors closest to you opens, and old man Tulbeson opens the door. Did you hear the radio? It's really loud.
Yeah. Go back inside.
All right. Closes the door. You hear more shrieking, and it sounds like something that shatters. And you hear another shot go off. Make an athletics roll.
Good thing I bumped it. 4.
4. You were fine because a straight bullet goes through the window. Misses you, misses Mix, misses Raven, and hits Zed square in the shoulder.
Fuck.
This tags him. He starts bleeding. God, fuck, god damn it! What is going on? I thought this was nice in the neighborhood. The shirt. He kind of pulls it down and starts looking at them. And Raven's like, I got you.
Alright.
You hear neighbors like, call the police! What's going on? Close the door! And you can hear kind of sirens in the distance, but you're not sure if they're coming for here or if they're coming somewhere else.
Yeah, but if this is magical, I don't really want the mortal police dealing with it. I'm going to wonder where the gunshots are coming from.
Gunshots are coming from apartment 4C, which is just adjacent to where you guys are now.
Is the door closed?
The door is closed.
Okay. I'm gonna stand to the side, see if I can open the door quickly and push it open and then pull my arm back.
Okay. So are you trying to do this just to be sneaky, or are you trying to do it really fast?
I'm trying to do it fast and to keep cover.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be sneaky. I'm trying to keep cover.
Okay. So yeah, I see what you're doing. Okay, give me athletics really quick.
I can't roll better than 0. So 4.
So 4. You're able to do it off, and in doing so, you kind of swing the door open, pull your arm back. 2 more shots go really, really wide. You get the feeling that they're being fired radically and reactionary, that whoever's got this weapon is not skilled with using it at all. You see Madison. She's probably about 83. She has got a very big silver revolver. She's also got Coke bottle glasses, and there's blood kind of you can see where her dress has been ripped. She's kind of bleeding through it. And you can see her husband, Tobias, and he's there. And he is holding a pair of steak knives, and he is just frothing at the mouth. Yes, I never liked your big gobbler. And she's like, oh, Tobias, don't make me do that. What am I doing? And he's just, for an old guy, he just kind of leaps over the couch like a gazelle. He's got both blades up, and she cocks the barrel again.
I yell at her, Maddie, doors open, go, and I'm going to try to shoulder check the guy with the knife so he doesn't stab her.
Okay. Okay, so give me your fight.
I'm not nearly as good as my aesthetics. 1? I think that's a 1.
Alright.
Give me a second, let me double check that. Yeah, that's totally a 1.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I'm hot-headed. It's probably not the first time I've tried to body check someone.
Mm-hmm.
So I give you my fate point.
Alright.
To add +2, make that a 3.
Alright. So, first thing you notice is that when you tell Madison to run, Madison runs with that gun. It's really weird because when she runs, she doesn't run like an old woman in her 80s. She kind of leaps forward, puts her hands on the ground, and her haunches come up. She kind of runs like, like you know how kids run when they're pretending to be animals. She's sort of doing that, except you know that she's not a nightmare or a fae, and she goes bolting out the front door. Um, you definitely shoulder check Tobias, and he takes the full brunt of that. But instead of like a nice, smooth hockey check, you got it kind of gets your delivery is good, but he kind of latches onto you, and the two of you go tumbling down in a flurry of elbows and ankles and knees over top of the ottoman and across the Persian rug that they got from their honeymoon back in the day, knocking over the Royal Dalton collection. The china cabinet goes down and you hear the shatter, and he's just frothing and waving the knives around, but you're able to brace them from him connecting with them. You do take a point of damage, but it's more bumped and bruised.
I take a point of damage when I'm the one attacked?
Yeah, on this one. He ended up taking more though. So he's kind of, you guys are kind of flailing on the floor, and that's when you hear Madison snarling at Raven and Zed and Mix, and there's some kind of commotion kind of going out there.
Oh, great. Like, both have sabers.
You walk through the portal, and as you walk through the portal, it's nice. It's evening. It's early evening. It's warm. The wind is blowing. It's for the most part, you take a look. It's pretty vacant for the botanical garden, which is odd. And you actually see a young girl there, probably being 9, 10. She's just kind of sitting on a park bench, reading a book, and sees you kind of come through and kind of adjusts her glasses, nods, and goes back to reading.
I just take a look around.
You're not supposed to be here.
Yeah, sorry. There's a group that came in before I did. I forgot to give them some information, and then they left before I could give it to them. I wanted to give it to them again.
The truce says we're supposed to respect each other's boundaries, which means you need permission to be here.
Oh. Right, well, again, I apologise. I was just trying to share some pertinent information.
Your apology really is not very useful. You still don't have permission from anyone.
Right, so I'll just leave then.
Are all blades really so dull? Or you could just ask me for my permission.
Can I have your permission then?
Of course.
Oh, thank you.
You've obviously come a long distance and taken a risk going through a portal, not knowing where you would end up. Right. Besides, I'm lonely. It's quite quiet today. The mortals are no fun. They're all at home or hiding.
I mean, given what's happening in the city, yeah, it's probably for the best.
The roses are being hunted. The blades are faring no better. Nobody seems to know what's going on. Please, have a seat. She kind of...
Yes.
And she goes back to reading her book.
I'm deafened, by the way.
Are you? And how's that working for you?
So far so good.
I'm glad to hear that.
A good number of years now.
I'm Daffodil.
Daffodil.
A pleasure to meet you.
And it is you.
Quite.
Nice night.
It's going to get worse later.
Yeah. It always does.
A lot of people are going to die tonight. It's unfortunate.
So, if you don't mind me asking, if you just want to...
Well, I can't tell if I'll mind until you ask the question, silly boy.
Right, well, I'm just saying, I don't mean...
Are you seeing somebody right now?
Like, romantically?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Oh, have you ever experienced true love?
No.
Neither have I.
I've heard it's quite lovely, but
Yeah. Oh well, I always have my books.
That is very true. Anyway.
Have you ever kissed a girl?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Distraction.
Yep.
Okay.
So, as far as the rankings go, where are you?
Where am I where?
Lord, Lady, Nightmare.
Oh.
That sort of thing.
Oh, I'm very special.
Aye.
Uh, I'm not a lord or a lady or a nightmare. I'm just a fae.
Oh, nice. I think.
So, Faye with no nightmares?
Do you have no nightmares of your own then?
Not supposed to have any. They kind of frowned on that. Last time I had nightmares, it got really awkward.
Ah.
It got really messy.
If you don't mind me asking,
Mm-hmm. I don't mind at all.
what court you're from?
Well, I'm not really from a court. From a council. It's very different. Courts are like, you got people on top and people on the bottom. But with the council, everybody has their own say and their own vote, and as long as you don't cause trouble for people on the council, everybody leaves you alone. It's really nice.
Oh, that does sound nice. Do your council have a name?
Oh yeah, we depends who you talk to. Like we got like, used to be, if you're in the council and you're being like super casual, like hey, can I have your donut? We just call it the LC. But when we're at meetings where we're being formal or there's somebody trying to take your turf, you call it the Lunar Council. We even have a logo. Check it out. And she kind of bears it down. There's this intricate like half moon tattoo, like sort of like a solar eclipse kind of thing. Except it kind of turns when you look at one way. You've got okay, it's moon, it's eclipse. I got it. Kind of looks like the eclipse logo, but when you look at the other way, it looks like a half skull.
Huh. And that is really good ink work.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, the guy who did it was a pro.
Clearly.
Yeah, it's too bad he died really messily.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but I didn't want anyone to have the same tattoo, right? It's got to be unique. I mean,
Yeah,
if everybody's got the same thing.
That is very true. You could have just taken a memory from it.
No, that's not my thing. I'm not talented like that. Well, the best people are talented. I've got other talents.
So you are talented.
Yeah, I made him eat his own fingers.
I mean,
Wasn't easy.
It doesn't sound like it would be something.
It wasn't. I gotta say, I was impressed with my own handiwork. I made him eat them all the way up to the elbow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
Was that meant to be a pun?
No?
That is. That's aggressive.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Nightmares are tough though because when you put all the limbs in different configurations, they don't always stay where they're supposed to. They keep falling apart on you. I mean, they were used for a while, but mortal bodies just aren't meant to be moved around like, no room for creativity. I stick to my books.
Probably for the best then.
Babies are the worst.
So I've heard.
I mean, I've made modifications. Would you like to see? And she opens up her book to you.
Can't see that
make a will roll on this one. Yes.
1.
Oy vey. Okay. You're taking 3 hits off of that because the book that she is showing you, the pictures are moving. You are seeing the horrific thing she has done to these poor, once mortal creatures, and the wave of power and just like mind-blowing evil emanating off of it is the thing that not nightmares, but nightmares are made of. Like she is a monster in the truest sense of the word. If you took a flesh crafter and basically if you took a Torador who was deranged and Tizmichi and put them together, this is what she would come up with. So you.
I'm gonna go with the camera.
Okay, so that's kind of you're kind of there, and you have a feeling like you're starting to feel fear.
Yeah.
Like you get the feeling that you just sat beside a great white shark for afternoon tea. That's kind of where Declan's brain is going.
But it's good tea.
But it's good tea. Meanwhile,
But is it worth it tea?
Meanwhile, Madison is actually attacking Raven, who is fending her off while still trying to protect Zed. Her husband Tobias is flailing at you, desperately trying to hook you with the blades. What do you want to do?
Fuck. So there was a siren, but we don't know if it's coming here. I'm gonna yell at the others out there. They've both got it. Call the cops.
God, no fucking Betsy! Goddamn! Get her, Mix! Get her! It's like,
all three of you, one old lady.
that's when you see Mix come through the doorway, and kind of crash into the side table. The boy said, "One old lady, listen, she's got old woman strength. All right, that's all right, Betty White. I'm coming for you. Oh, yeah, we'll just see how golden the girls are going to be after this." And that's, you didn't know that Mix was packing brass knucks, but they're coming on. And she's kind of bleeding from the chin just a little bit.
Cops are gonna frown on beating up old people, so try and, not kill her.
Oh yeah, I'll get right on that. Raven! Are you here, Raven? Sid! Fuck! Sid! I got her! And you hear another gunshot, motherfucker! And it kind of goes in and you see Mix like run out the door. I got you, Betty! And you can hear them fighting that way. Meanwhile, make an athletics roll, because he's going to try and stab you somewhere you don't want to be stabbed.
Fuck you guys! Can I tap my touchy with the magic point, because
I'll let it happen, yeah.
Technically it's because of my magic.
I'll give it to you.
Ability?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll.
All right.
It's better. It's nothing. So, athletics 4.
He came at you with both blades. Each one was aimed for your eyes. You were able not only to sidestep him, but parry him in such a way that the blades kind of scattered across the tabletop. And he is just seething, like the foam is just coming off of his mouth. He's like, you never fixed the water pipes when I asked! I had to wait a whole day! Who has a lukewarm shower? I'm not a refuge! And he just loops at you.
Kindly beat up the old racist.
Okay.
Say okay, boomer, before you punch him.
I mean, tempting, very tempting. I'm gonna. Is there a hotline for the rage virus thing going around? Because I assume that something's been set up.
There is. You're gonna stop a fight to make a phone call?
My plan was to keep dodging the call, because apparently the other 3 aren't.
Yeah.
Basically, hi, we got 2 old people trying to in the building.
Yeah, this is not gonna happen right now. He's frenetic. He's wielding knives, and he's coming after you.
Okay, I can't do this instead of my fight action?
If you get, you know what? I will let you do it instead of your fight action. You've got a cell.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so he's coming after you. You're kind of running from him, and you flip on the hotline. Hi, this is the emergency hotline for people who are symptomatic and
talking awful slow for an emergency hotline.
You've never obviously used an emergency hotline. This is the emergency hotline used for people who are suffering symptomatic symptoms of aggression, violence, and unsport tendencies. If you know somebody who may have these symptoms, is exhibiting these symptoms, or this is an emergency, please stay on the line. The first representative will be with you immediately. Hi, I'm Rick. May I help you? Are you or someone you know suffering from an emergency?
Hi, 2 elderly people in my building are currently trying to murder me and my friends.
Okay, can I have your address, please?
Give them the address.
Okay, address and your name, please?
Lucas.
Okay, Lucas, can I ask your relationship to these? Get back here! I'm gonna cut out your legs!
No! Right now, you can send the cops or someone to deal with it.
Okay, Lucas, I don't appreciate your tone. We're both here trying to help each other. I need you to stay calm. Okay. Now, would you say on a scale of 1 to 10, the threat level is 1 being low, 10 being high? Where would you find yourself right now?
I could deal with the threat by killing my neighbor.
Okay, there's no need to get rational. Are you feeling symptomatic as your neighbor is?
My anger is starting to rise.
No, I am not symptomatic. I am trying to not die.
Okay, very well. We will put your call through to the nearest police. Here is your ticket number if you have a pen and paper ready. It's 142-381-99142LZ.
If you're just gonna put me through the police, why the fuck was I supposed to call this
No,
number?
this is your ticket number. The police are on their way.
Great.
All right. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
How long is the cops gonna take to get here?
Well, it's a very high volume day today. They should be there anywhere from the next 5 to 45 minutes.
A couple of people might get hit in the head too many times.
All right. Well, you have a great day.
I'm not hanging up. I'm dodging.
Okay, so you're dodging. He's taking another swing at you. Badly. I'm not even gonna make you roll to do. Actually, I'm gonna make you roll an athletics roll to just see what happens.
2.
Oh yeah. How can you? He kind of. You notice something about him? He's got the same kind of Coke bottle glasses that Madison has. So he picks up the little footstool, charges after you, and runs right by you into the bedroom. And you hear him hit something with it. It shatters, and he starts cackling like a fiend.
He's in the bedroom?
Yeah.
Closing the door.
Okay.
And then stepping out and closing the other door.
Okay.
And helping the other crew.
Well, Mix comes in, and she's like, "Oh, okay, that's fine. Isn't a tough old bitty?" And you can see Mix has got a black eye. It's starting to throb. She's got cuts and things. It looks like she wrestled a wildebeest. And you can see there's blood freshly dripping off the brass knuckles. It's okay. I'll take care of it. It's good. It's good.
Is she dead?
No, she's not dead. I'm not going to kill somebody when you tell me not to kill somebody. I'm not an idiot, Lucas.
Well, the cops are coming.
Well, the cops are coming. You always talk to people like that. One thing I hate about you, Lucas, you're always so fucking sanctimonious. You arrogant piece of shit. If it wasn't for the rest of us, you would be a hack guitarist on the street offering blowjobs for sea shanties. I hate the fact that I'm the one who is carrying... Okay, go for it.
Badly, because I can't throw a punch, but Oh, I got a +1, 3.
You throw your punch. You just think that, let's go. Wham! Right in the head. And that's when you feel something cold wrapped around your knuckles. You do that and catches it right like that, and you feel the pain as it starts to squeeze in your hand. I wasn't finished. Use your sight.
Oh, I already know. She's got a seether on her.
Oh, they've got a seether on them, and this thing is just riding on its back, and you can see the flesh hooks just on the corners of the mouth and in the back, and it is just hovering over her head with a big grin, and it's just glaring at you.
So you dealt with it by getting the seether on you.
Somebody had to do it. You were busy in here being ineffective, just like your last album. Table flip.
No table. To be
fair, your last album wasn't your best work, but come on, that's crossing the line.
She's on a little sleep and a bag of popcorn.
I mean, don't know if I should hold you accountable for say all the seethers on your back.
Okay, so try and hurry. She's got you by the hand. She's winding up to do something horrible to you.
I'm gonna aim to stab the seether, not her.
Okay, go for it.
So using the name.
Yep.
4.
4. You clip the seether. She kind of staggers back. She's still holding on to you. They. Thank you for reminding me. Takes a swing at you, but you're able to. You feel the wind pass by your face, but you're able to miss it. It's just. You're another fraction of an inch, and you would be in a lot of pain right now. But you got lucky with that one. Meanwhile, back at tea time.
That is. not my thing, but I can see why I can see why you'd be proud of it.
Thank you, thank you. I know, I try. I mean, my grandmother used to say, you know, you don't know until you try.
It's very true.
I boiled her alive in a wolf once, just to see what was happening. And also, I was kind of hungry at the time. And you just don't let a perfectly good wolf go to waste. But she was a marginally adequate grandmother, so I don't think I did anything wrong.
Right. Well then.
So when you kissed her, was it more butterflies or fireworks?
Um, it depends. I've never experienced what I guess would it be like to be in love with someone.
Um,
I have done the lust thing, and that's
um,
not so much butterflies. It kind of feels like every part of you just kind of warms up almost immediately.
I've done that to people, yeah.
No, not actual fire.
No, I
Like a
used
nice
actual worms.
warm.
Oh, warm. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just heard you. Oh my goodness. That's so embarrassing.
Oh, it's all right.
Oh, I'm a good listener.
It's
I
the
promise
accent.
you, I'm a good listener.
It's the accent.
Yeah, it's a very nice accent.
Thank you very much. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to give them a fair warning.
Oh, they're inside right now. But I don't think they really want to speak to anybody.
You see.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you know.
Mm-hmm.
See, this dame's been kicking around, leaving little bits and bobs, kicking just and like hold up like the little doll, like
Mm-hmm.
things like this.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know the one that's doing this?
Yeah, that's Queenie.
Queenie.
Yeah, we don't call her Queenie. She gets really angry. I call her Queenie, but she's not here.
She on the council.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's the third star. So she would be, I think her whole territory used to be the West End. It's all that posh area now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one that kind of borders on downtown a little bit. Yeah,
Right.
so if you follow the river, it goes down to the south end, and then there's the walkway which leads to the gardens, and then she's got claim to the outside area, but only on this side of the park. That's her spot.
Right.
So we don't go there.
That's part of it.
Yeah, it's the rules.
Huh. Is there any particular reason she's leaving us around town?
Mm-hmm.
Would you care to enlighten me?
About what?
Why she's leaving?
Oh, yeah, it allows her to take controls of people. See, she makes a doll, and she attaches a thread to the doll, and if the thread works, then their eyes turn white, and then she just uses them like puppets.
Right.
She's really smart about it too. Not like this. She's like not like this either. So oh my god, no, those are messy. She's like she tries to get people who are like important and stuff, so they can do things to make her territory bigger.
Ah.
So like the politician people, landscapers, soccer moms, important people.
Right. Yep. I believe that.
And then she usually grinds them off for their powder, and then she gets people to ingest it, which makes them more susceptible to becoming dolls. And it's a really good pyramid scheme. I wish I had thought of that. She's so smart. I'm not smart like that. I can't grind people up. It's a waste of good material.
Well,
And I never think about. I don't know anybody important. Hey, are you important?
I mean, to me?
Well, that's no good. I can't use you. No offense, you're really nice and all, but you haven't even been in love. I mean,
That is true.
and you're kind of old. Yeah, you're like at least in your 20s, so I don't know.
30s. Thanks. I
You know,
appreciate it.
I guess, I like you, Declan. You're a lot like me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you're a loser too.
Yep. But hey, something to be said for losers.
Yeah.
People always underestimate us.
Yeah. I like you, Declan.
All right.
Yeah, that's her. So don't mess with her because if she gives you a doll, man, your life is gonna get real tough. I knew one guy. The stuff that she did
Can I? Is there any way I can get rid of this so I don't become a puppet?
Oh, that's yours. That doesn't even look like you.
Yeah, whoever did it did kind of a piss poor job.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would not get rid of that.
All right.
I just keep it someplace safe.
Yeah, okay.
Just see, it's like, does your back hurt right now? I can tell your back hurts right now because I can see your muscles. You got your tension.
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
Here, this is gonna be weird, and I don't want you to think I'm coming on to you.
All right.
Can't see your doll? Licks her fingertips. You see her eyes turn red, and the blood starts flowing out of them down her cheeks very gently, and starts she starts massaging the tender spots in your back, and it's like you're getting a back massage from like a 5-star Swedish masseuse, getting into the pressure points and the pain, and like the tension of the trapezius is coming out, and you can just hear she's Daffodils straight, wanderer of streets, named after the city he was raised, and destined to be the right hand of the blades, and slay those who would persecute the weak. The coward comes full force and becomes the lion. Underneath the sapphire moon, your enemies will bow before you, and greatness awaits. Shall you take it? Beware the roller skate child. Beware! And then after that, she's like, how's your back feel? Is it better?
That feels amazing.
Oh, thank you. See, I'm
Thank you
really
so
good.
much.
Muscles are kind of my thing.
You did a really good job.
She's like, yep.
That has been bothering me since I was
Yeah.
15.
Oh, good. Good. Well, yeah, I guess it was nice meeting you, Declan. I gotta get back to work.
Okay.
And she sits back and she starts reading her book again.
Well, it's time for me to hit the old dusty trail.
Oh, be careful where you step. Yeah, the babies are underground. They're gnawing up the roots to the tree, the one that the roses live in. It's kind of in the middle of a war here.
Right.
You actually kind of look and you can actually see, you're noticing it now, but as you look over kind of like the botanical garden, you can see the ground in a few places just kind of move abnormally, just passing.
Gotta go try to find a portal again.
And then you hear the little feet running up to you. Declan, don't forget this is your doll.
Right.
Take really good care of it.
Right, I got a place for this. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, because we're friends now. That's what friends do. We see each other every day.
Okay. Yeah. See ya. She seems nice. Tis better that she is a friend.
Or
You
thinks
hope.
you're her friend.
Yeah, I will be that little girl's fucking friend. Like,
Oh, you think she's a girl? That's cute.
Oh,
Still,
no,
we could
but like-
murderize her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are you headed?
back from whence I came.
Okay, so that would be the B12 bus.
Mhm.
That will take you to the front of the city, unless you want to call a cab or an Uber.
I'll call an Uber.
Uber comes. You notice something really odd about the Uber. It is mortal. There's nothing magical here. That it's got a metal grate on the inside, separating. Sort of like how cop cars have got those.
Yeah.
When you get in, the doors lock. And the driver's actually really nice. He's like, sorry, there's a lot of violence. The camera's on.
Nope, yeah.
Just got to confirm. He's like, he's like, he's crazy. He's like, you make a notice roll.
3.
He's telling us like, yeah, it's been crazy. There's been a lot of violence going on. I'm sorry. It's what they're making us do just to be safe.
Put my mask on.
And that's when you notice the bloodstains in the back of the car.
Open my sight, look at him.
Yeah. You see a seether like there, but it's not like the other ones. It's small. This really. So the other ones are kind of like yay big. This one's like really tiny, and the other ones have like nice chains in this one. This one's just got like a small chain kind of wrapped around his neck. It's holding on to it with both hands. Kind of looks like a red baby Yoda. You know, kind of like like instead of it's
Yeah.
just it's like this thing is.
So, don't mind me asking, when was the last time this thing was detailed?
6 months ago, yeah, before all this craziness started.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh man, the guy freaking ripped me off. Found out a week later that the place down the road does it for half the cost. And here I am trying to make a living, you know. We don't get paid a lot for this, and you can see the it's pulling on it.
Hey, tell you what.
And interest rates.
Tell you what, don't worry about it. I can set you up with a guy who's got like a yearly plan. Bringing in every.
Do you really know somebody?
Probably.
Probably. Okay. I'm gonna make you roll for
contacts?
empathy on this one.
Well, if it's I know a guy, it's gonna be contacts.
No, but I need an empathy roll first. Also, he's a blade. He can lie.
That's also true.
Yeah. But you were asking if he actually did know a guy, so.
Okay, and
Let's see, empathy. I can do better than that. So. So I'll tap my sight, like the sighted private investigator thing, for 3.
okay. Okay, so you're.
How are you tapping your sight? Because sighteds don't normally get along with normal humans very well.
It's more the fact that I can see that the seether isn't fully formed,
Mm-hmm.
which means he's normally a very timid and very mild-mannered person. So it's clinging to any irritation that this guy has.
Okay, so effectively you're using it as an emotional barometer to find out where his.
Pretty much, like if I can talk to him normally, if I can calm him down
so
and give him an alternative.
he started working himself up, and you're like, oh, and when you start being like, oh no, dude, I get it, I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, when you're paying bills like this, you obviously work hard. You know, and when you start relating to him, and then roll for contacts now. You can see, you can see him. You can see the thing is like struggling, but he's kind of breaking free of it.
5.
So,
The one time I rolled positive this game.
so
He's helping an NPC.
So,
Yep.
Simon Piers came to you 6 years ago. Simon had a case where he swore his wife was cheating on him. You tailed the wife, and you found out the wife was in fact not cheating on him. The wife was actually planning the anniversary, the 50-year anniversary bash for him on the sly, and did a damn good job on it. And when you told him, like, he was relieved, overjoyed, and ashamed. So when it comes to detailing cars where you swing by the shop, he makes time for you. He also does the car dealing for the who's who in Arden. Like, the mayor would be at the lowest rung, but celebrities, they'll bring in the rolls, or the 1962 vintage Ford Mustang with racing, like, he does it. So when you drop, oh yeah, you know what? Tell Simon Declan Street sent you. He'll look after you.
Yeah.
Like you just see the of the little chain, and the seether kind of starts to dissipate and scurries off down the seat, which is basically it running for somebody else. And he's like, you just basically, it's like, listen, I know you're just some schmuck on the street, but here's my friend David Bowie. He'll set you up. And he actually gets, you can feel the warmth kind of emanating off of him. And, you know, the rest of the ride is...
So, after you do yourself a favor, just after you drop me off here, go see Sydney, and just tell him I sent you, and ask no questions. Yeah?
He's like, yeah, of course. Drops you off at your place. You see...
Ask no questions.
Sydney's gonna have a car rolling up with blood on the inside.
Oh, that, okay.
Declan sent you. Yep.
Yep, that sounds about right.
You know what you do? You need a car that needs to be reupholstered. You know what we do? Reupholster cars. You need a coffee. Have a coffee. Let's talk. Well, we reupholster your car. You know. So he eventually drops you off, and you're like, you see Raven, and Raven's got zags, like blood is pouring, and she's putting compresses on there. And they're like, fuck. Hey, Declan, how's it going?
What I miss?
You gotta get there. Fucking Seethers got into the apartment. The old woman started shooting the old man, started trying to stab her. And I think that's when you hear the window break and a vase go flying out. Yeah, and I think Lucas and Mix are getting into it right now. Meanwhile, Mix is trying to punch you in the head very, very hard with the brass knucks.
Dodge.
Yeah, go for it.
6.
Jesus Christ, really? So Mix gives you a wild haymaker. You do the Matrix and lean back. She like tries to take an elbow to you. You kind of twirl around, and actually does the thing where it like kicks the coffee table to slam into your shins, and you kind of backflip over the couch. And she's like, "Why you stop fucking grandstanding? No one cares about your sexy, sexy moves. You shouldn't be allowed to move in leather pants like that. It's not fair." Another table flip.
Wait, I put the leather pants on this morning? That seems excessive.
Or you didn't, or you just never took them off.
I mean,
She
that's
reaches
not
over, grabs a bottle, shatters it.
Alright, I'm gonna try. Can I get a thingamabob for playing temper? Because I went straight
Yes.
to punching. Great. And I need a fate point then. And I'm going to try and. How long do you think my arms are?
This one.
You're a jerk.
Yeah. This is true.
Okay. I'm gonna roll to try and like calm her down by singing.
Okay.
6.
6. Let's see how effective you are. Okay. So, describe what it looks like when you start trying to sing. Are you doing a lullaby, a power chord, limericks? What? How's that working for
There
you?
was just dodging. There once was a man from Nantucket. Not gonna calm anyone down.
I mean, I kind of want to troll her, but that would not have the intended effect. Just gonna sing something kind of soft and mellow. It's not necessarily a lullaby, but it's kind of got that sort of vibe.
Okay, go for it.
6.
Okay. So you're doing a lullaby, like something traditional, something modern, or?
Let's go something actually traditional play.
Okay. And you feast on the blood of your
You should be
enemies.
doing more like that Witcher song where you're just like it's this nice little lullaby of like go to sleep, the Witcher's gonna murder everything.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
So you do it, and she's chasing after you, trying to basically cave your fucking skull. And it starts. It starts taking effect, and you know this because you see the Seether's eyes start to glaze over. Not like it's sleepy or tired. They're literally turning to stone. And you can see that the skin around the chains is starting to flake and fray. And it's not so much turning to dust, but the skin is definitely peeling back down to the bone.
Right.
And eventually the chains kind of rot through. It hits the ground and Seether dust everywhere. Mix is just kind of sitting on the nearest remnants of a chair, eyes glazed over, leaning back and forward, kind of drooling a little from the corner of Mix's mouth. Just, yeah, kind of comatose-ish.
Alright. This is not looking good for the band.
Just
And
black
let's
and
kind of pick/prop Mix up and back to the apartment.
Need a hand?
And you see Declan there, and you see Mix, and Mix is like, lights are on, nobody's home.
I mean,
Got rid of it, did you?
yeah, eventually. Oh, I'm kind of scared to find out what shape the little old lady's in.
Unconscious. She's alright.
There was blood on Mix's brass knuckles? And so, like, is her skull caved in?
It's Maddie. You know, Maddie was a welterweight when she was young.
Maddie's
Bitch has hands. Like
like
Can I listen when they talk?
the cops eventually show up and like Maddie's got 2 black eyes and a broken nose. She's not dead, but she gave as good as she got.
Bitch got hands.
But your main concern right now seems to be Mix, because Mix seems to be, I mean, she shuffles along. You sit her down in a chair. She sits. She's not eating. She's not cognizant of her surroundings.
Let's give her some chocolate.
Sure. Go grab some chocolate. Is it? Do I have magical chocolate?
No.
Sheridan, got any chocolate?
Oh, yes. He kind of comes over and he's got a small piece of a chocolate souffle. I was just saving this. I whipped it up for a post-breakfast snack.
Would you mind feeding her, please? She needs to eat. She's
Of course. Goes over there, gets a spoon. Here comes the airplane. The airplane is coming.
She's not like, you're going to have to actually physically.
All right. It's the Battle of Britain.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe Dresden fire bombings. Okay.
So I'll just be talking to the...
Why do you think that's cheerful?
Well, I was there.
Is there anything else?
Kind of opens her mouth and is trying to feed her.
Well, Cedar was riding on her.
Okay. Was it just Maddie?
And her husband, who is apparently having difficulties with opening the bedroom door. Thank God.
Right. I'll deal with him.
Are you going to deal with him?
Hmm.
You step into the apartment. The furniture is smashed. There's blood on the walls. The curio cabinet's tipped over. There's knives wedged into the sideboards. And you see the door of the bedroom, and it's kind of like that thing from Science. You hear it rustle a bit, and you hear, at the end of it, and pawing at the door. You take a few steps. It hears you. It gets quiet. Take a few more steps.
Rufus? How you doing?
Thud, snap.
Come get it then.
So what are you doing?
By the way, I followed.
I just I'm in the living room because she just closed the door.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't barricade it.
Yeah.
So I just kick a piece of furniture.
Okay.
Come get it then.
So door opens. You don't see him. You can hear him. You can't see him. Yeah, he's there in the corner. He's doing the spider climb thing. The senior citizen is hanging from it. The head is kind of looking at you. God damn it, the Seether is almost as big as he is at this point.
Fuck. No,
Turns to you.
Rufus is dead.
Like, oh, Declan, come closer. I can't see ya.
Oh yeah, you got blood over your Coke bottles you've been wearing.
Just come a little bit closer.
Yeah.
I lost my TV guide. I think it's right there. Just bend over and get on your hands and knees right about there. I think it's where I dropped it.
Do you want me to turn around so I can face it?
Yeah, that would help out a lot.
Yeah. What is?
Do
Do you also maybe want me to just take my shirt off so you can
would you
clearly
be
see
so
my back?
kind?
I'm singing the song that worked to calm Mix down.
Okay.
Tell me while he's doing
Go
this. Tell me what's on tonight. Is Jeopardy?
What's it say?
Is Jeopardy on tonight?
Oh, Jeopardy. Trebek is a masterful man. That you've seen your song, lullaby, and you can see that the Seether's head is starting to lull back and forth. And that's when Tobias and the Seether both dropped from the ceiling and both collectively shattered into dust when they hit.
I don't want to make fun of the feeling. I was really hoping that they'd show up sooner rather than later, so I wouldn't have to deal with explaining the dead senior citizens.
You called the cops?
We've got a report here
Because I didn't
of
want to kill the senior citizens.
The saviors would spread to the police. Yeah.
police here with trauma team.
Hey, yeah, Maddie.
Oh, Maddie.
She's right there.
Miss, are you okay? I was a bouncer back in the day. I'm Golden Gloves. They didn't know this, but I pretended I was a man. And I was going, you're very nice.
I looked it up. She was champion for a year and a half before the country died.
So they're like parting
They
her,
were not-
putting
they
the
were not
oxygen
motivated to
mask
figure it
over.
out.
I think they were afraid to.
Miss, you look like you've been attacked. Did somebody hurt you? Young lady, she hit me with brass knucks. She's upstairs. I was buddy down business and they attacked me for no reason.
Because you were shooting her.
I don't have a gun. I don't know how to use
Just
a
look
gun.
at the police. Just like pointing at the gun.
You don't have a gun. I've never used a gun in my life.
That
Do
was
you,
That is apparent. Yeah.
do you want a gun? I've never owned a gun. Is this your gun? That's my gun. Are you a relative or?
Superintendent.
Super.
Oh, I see.
Really
And
fix
then they're like, we're gonna have to take a statement, and they're
Yeah,
like jotting it down. Yeah, and this woman who attacked her, she's upstairs.
She's actually in my apartment right now. Here.
Recovering from this.
She's a little
She got shot.
out of it.
All right, we're gonna have to go take a statement.
I'll see if that's possible.
You know that Lewis has a problem. He's got weak glamour.
Just text him. Go into my room. Do not come out.
Yeah, okay. Just as they get to the door, they hear door slam, something being shoved against it. Sir, is there anybody else in the apartment right now?
Yeah, there'd be Roy. Fox is there. There's a few people. We were having a kind of a breakfast thing.
Right, and they're like, roll for rapport on this one. And one of them is looking at you because you've just come out of a fight. You're covered in blood. He's like, "Are you okay, sir? Are you all right as well?"
Yeah, it was kind of hard getting them to calm down.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt them because they're old, they're seniors, that's delicate. And that would be,
Exactly.
that's also a chargeable offense. Are you sure you didn't lay hands on them? I have to ask. It's my job.
It's really hard to not lay hands on someone coming at you with a knife.
Or
What's my rap rate?
2. It is 2.
I'm gonna spend that other magic point because I'm a charming Gankana.
Mm-hmm.
So it's now up to a 3.
And you don't want your real name to end up on an Arden City police report as a possible suspect in abuse. Yeah. He kind of looks at you and he's like, you think, did I get it? And he's like,
If anything, I was just.
no, he's like, there's been so much weird shit going on. I believe you.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah, I think they caught whatever that virus is.
they come in and like Lewis is not there, Roy is there, and Mix is there, and they're like, "Hello, we're here. We told there was a woman who participated in a domestic disturbance," and that's when your parrot-headed friend Chairman turns around, and you can kind of see the glamour that they're seeing. He kind of looks like an old Ukrainian grandmother. He's like, look at you! You've come! Have you had breakfast? Let's see, you're skinny! Oh, we've got waffles and bagels and pancakes. It's like, we're on duty, man. Oh, you are on duty, so you cannot eat. Oh, it's a shame!
Hey, Auntie, don't you worry about nothing. Just go chop her hair.
It's like, thanks, we haven't eaten since she started. It's like, but you can have drink! Coffee! It's like, they're like, thank you, coffee. And you see the parrot, like, making coffee, and they're talking to you, and, like, a little bit of coffee, a lot of Baileys and creams going into these. They're going to be well.
Yeah, so sorry, Miss Mick's still looking out of it.
Mick says, yeah, like he hasn't been. He's got just chocolate smeared around the mouth where the parrot tried to get it in, but she's not eating.
So yeah, no, she's kind of been out of it since. Derp. They've been pretty out of it. I think unfortunately Miss Good thingamabob. Well, I think Maddie unfortunately must have got her in the head. Got them in the head.
That's rough.
She's
And
a
they're
bit
like,
stunned.
oh, she's more than a bit stunned. Hey, take a. Can we get a? Yeah, let's get her on a gurney. And they're like, ooh,
Yeah.
we're looking at maybe brain damage here. She at least concussed. That's like they're doing the eye test. She's not tracking. Pulse is there, but faint. Breath is shallow. We need to get her to a hospital. And they're like, yeah, go downstairs, get another stretcher, bring it up here. Okay, does she have any drug allergies, problems, medical history? Do you know who her next of kin are? How long has this been going on? You said she was involved in the altercation. Was she shot? I can't see any sign of a gun injury.
I mean, there was shooting. Didn't see any bleeding. So
Okay. Did she sustain any blunt trauma force to the back of the head?
I'm guessing.
Maddie. Bouncer.
Right. So eventually they bring up the whole thing and they kind of cart Nick's out.
I'll contact her. I know some of her family. I don't think it's her next of kin, but I'll contact them.
They're like, all right. So they eventually take her to Arden East General.
So I call.
This takes about an hour before they.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, go ahead.
I call her Fui and be like, so Mix is at the hospital with C. There was a C they're writing her. I don't think the hospital's gonna be able to handle this, but you might be able to figure something out.
So they're actually. I'm just gonna fast track this because I need a break because I really have to use the washroom.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, but two in this house. So they basically, thanks. We really appreciate this, Lucas. We'll get on it right away. We actually have a contact near there. We'll pull a few favors and get this dealt with. How are you guys holding up?
Everyone else is in better shape. See their attack. So.
All right, and they kind of cut the conversation close. They close the conversation very quickly. Sorry, I also need a coffee apparently. So they cart her out on a gurney. Police eventually take everybody's statement and will leave. Lewis is definitely a little bit agitated. Rory's still kind of out of it, and that's when that's when you hear the doorbell ring.
Mortal Dying kind of shows up.
And you see the biggest, purplest hat you have ever seen in your life with the rainbow sunglasses on. There is a tiger skin like wife beater shirt and leather shorts that go just below the knees, wearing a pair of high-heeled red latex boots and a very large cane with a crow's head done in chrome on it.
I like that you have the shorts wearing the boots.
You know what I mean. Declan, my boy! Where's Lucas? Where's Lukey? He's got to be here, hasn't he? Have we got some shenanigans to get up to for tonight? What happened to you? You've got this whole. You look like you're having a Monday and it's Thursday. What's Lucas? Declan, talk to me. What's going on?
Sathers. Come on in.
Oh, Seethers are not cool, my boy. They are not cool.
Yeah, well,
Definition of uncool. Seethers. He's like, ladies.
You hungry?
Starving. And he's like, ladies, look after the caddy. And they're like, okay, Moxie. See the protection. And they all kind of bunch down, put on motorcycle helmets. And he takes up a little fob. You know. Lead on to my pancake empire.
You know the helmets don't protect against Seethers.
Oh, hey, Lucas. How's my boy? How's my Lucas, my son, my stars, my star about to rise and outshine everybody? Ooh, waffles.
Stressed. We're down to bassist.
How can you be down to bassist? You had one this morning.
Seethers got them.
Oh, well, that's easy. We just put a little nappy nap underneath their nostrils and bring them back to life and we're good to rock and roll. Where are they? I'll use the little moxie magic and tickle those ivories and they'll be as right as rain.
Oh, and
Down in Africa. Pew, pew.
they might already be dealing with withdrawal from whatever the skin thing is.
What?
I had to haul them out of a brothel in the undermarket, so I touched the face.
Of who?
Person who got hit by the seethers.
Uh-huh.
So doubling down on the skin toxin,
Uh-huh.
not a good idea.
Where are they?
Arden East. One of the old people next door died from the seether attack. I had to call the cops.
You call it the pop-up. You call it the Piggly Wigglies. Because the geriatrics were getting all seetherish. Just to clarify, I'm understanding this all correct, right?
Superintendent of this entire building, it's our responsibility to keep them safe.
Of course it is. Okay, so where are they now? Arden East.
Arden East.
All right. So what happened? You were able to get the seether off them. You incapacitated them. What happened?
Managed to calm them down, see their dust. The seether turned to dust.
Seethers don't turn to dust.
Yeah, this one did.
It's turned to
I
dust.
know seethers. I've seen seethers. Seethers don't turn to dust.
Yeah, well, this one decided to sing to one that was Rufus, and Rufus' seether was about the size of him, and it started swaying back and forth like it was under a lullaby, fell off the ceiling and landed, and both him and the seether shattered.
Into dust.
Dust is still in the room if you want to go take a look.
Just don't touch anything because cops.
You sang at the seether, and you justified the seether and the person.
To be fair, I don't even think if we successfully removed the seether, Rufus would have survived. Again, it was rather large.
Yeah. All right. No, groovy. It's very groovy. I understand. You did what you had to do. It was a life or death situation. It was either you or the donuts. You chose the donuts. I can respect that choice. Do you have a bedroom or someplace private I can just go and meditate for a few moments, just collect myself?
Yeah, sure.
You can go scream out the window, yeah.
Thank you. Close the door.
Okay, so when he's done screaming, the bassist did not turn to dust. The bassist is just acting like a vegetable.
When you mean acting like?
Catatonic.
Right.
Lights on, no one's home.
I know what catatonic means. Crazy cats, catatonic. Okay, so
Wheel spinning with the hamster's dead.
yeah. I see. So just to put things.
You got the visual now, don't you?
Just to put this in perspective, the world is ending. We have the battle of the bands tonight, not tomorrow, not day after, not yesterday, but tonight. And our bassist is doing their impression of a zucchini in a hospital.
Yep.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
But I got it. It's all gonna work out. Because you've got a masterful plan. A plan of genius and sparkling intellect. A plan that will get everybody off their toes and clapping their hands and swaying their butts, ready to jive and rock and roll. You have a plan that would make Einstein looking like a dribbling idiot. And so more beautiful that it would be hanging in the Louvre beside the Mona What's-Her-Face. This is what's got to happen. You've got a plan and everything's going to turn out just peachy. Peaches and cream all the way to the bank. Okay, Lucas, what's the plan?
So, you said something about healing contact person after the sleeper attack?
Uh-huh.
Should probably contact that person.
Yeah, I probably should. It's a good idea. It's a good plan. I like where you're going with it. A little bit of a problem with that.
And it is?
They're dead.
That's not having a contact.
No, I had a contact.
Right, what about the people, what about her group there?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
They didn't sound like they sounded like they'll do something about it, but I don't know what kind of timing we're talking
I
about.
mean, I could call in a favour with Babs, but I would have to owe her.
She's your lord.
Yeah, I realise that, but that's not how Warren Babs works. It's not like a bad thing, it's just when she calls in the favour, I have to drop everything that I'm doing and I have to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that anyways.
Try to imagine my usual compulsion down to 11.
Oh man, I read you, Big Daddy. I read you. This is me in chill mode. Imagine if somebody finally jacked me up all the way up to 6. It's a nightmare. I feel you. I feel you.
Anyway,
Do you want to hold hands, brother, and sway a little bit?
no,
No.
not really.
All
That's
right.
all.
That's a
Alright.
terrible idea. Don't do that when it's a
Alright.
trap.
I've
Alright.
never going to do that. So anyway,
Okay.
I can give her a call. Would we?
Well, let me give me a minute to think, because that happened and then this happened. I point to Moxie.
What? You knew the gig was tonight. I told you the gig was tonight.
Is everyone forgetting that? Is also everyone forgetting that the kid took a bullet? Didn't hear drummer.
I haven't forgotten,
Wait.
but he's in a better state than Mix.
It's true.
Okay, Lucas, I appreciate your enthusiasm. I like your belief in people, but when your drummer doesn't have a bullet inside him, makes drumming a lot difficult. Now I know you can do the widgie woo, but did you do the widgie woo?
I don't do that kind of widgie woo.
You didn't patch up your drummer. You got a catatonic bassist, and you got a drummer with a bullet. This is the kind of bullshit the Beatles deal with, and we are far better than the Beatles. We don't deal with this bullshit. So what's the plan for the drummer?
Moxie,
Mm.
the plan is you give me 30 seconds to think.
All right.
Parrot guy, what's his name?
Sheridan.
Sheridan,
Yeah.
how are those pancakes coming?
We ran out of pancake mix, so I had to improvise.
Okay, great. Moxie is super excited.
Yeah, we have
Here you
crepes and a little delicacy from 1918 New York.
There it is.
Yeah, right before the riots. Croissants for all my friends. They're like French pastries. Because you can't throw a brick on an empty stomach, as they learned in Stonewall. Everybody was well fed that day. I know, I took care of it personally.
I mean, it was a riot, but I wouldn't have called it the biggest crisis. I mean, compared to some of the other stuff that's been
Oh,
dropping.
you don't know the half of it.
Figure out why he's here.
Halfway through it, we ran out of fresh butter. I had to use margarine.
Terrible, terrible. Now,
For shame.
I know. It still haunts me
now
to
tell
this day.
Moxie all about it.
So they kind of started getting.
Distracting each of them with each other.
It's less of a distraction, more of a feedback loop. We'll just go with that. We're going to take a 5-minute break so we can use the washroom and get me a coffee.
Alright. Stay tuned.
Burp. That was my spine.
Yeah, okay, the sound is still on, Bex. cameras are on now. Okay.
And that's
We're
how we
back.
save Crystal.
The end. Okay. So, the two of them are kind of in a feedback loop, eating, talking, just kind of chatting, reminiscing about the good old days. The time when he toured with the Stones, the time when he was there when they
I rolled a 2 on my contacts roll, by the way.
assassinated Franz Ferdinand, good stories. 2 on contacts, who are you contacting?
And I have a +2 to identify nightmares and phase, like actually that's a 4.
Okay.
So I'm trying to identify someone I can reach out to and
What about
who
Fox?
can do something about the Caesar thing. Fox is a possibility. I don't know if this is in her wheelhouse or not.
Right, but she, I mean, at the very least, is she Rose or Blade? Wait, what about my ass? She's still here. Fox!
I
Yeah.
asked her
There.
that.
Give me a moment.
I got an evasive answer, so she's a Rose.
Yeah. What?
You Rose or Blade?
Rose.
Thanks. So
You couldn't just say that when I asked.
I
No.
need you to
He asked me straightforward, and also I'm not with the Rose right now, kind of on a contract, so
what?
What?
I'm working for the Filth. I'm a Rose, but I've got a contract with the Filth, so.
Right. Okay.
So why don't you smell like a filth?
She's like, hello, and you see her, she's got like a little bracelet on that's metal studded, and it's like, kind of get it when you contract.
Right. Anyway, so we need you to spread the word. Music, especially calming music,
Yeah.
greatly affects the seeders.
Okay.
So,
At least magical music. I don't know about.
well, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
and obviously put some magic behind it. But spread the word to the roses. Maybe they can just since we all know that they've got a lot of ties with the radio,
Mm-hmm.
might be able to start blasting something over the airwaves.
Okay. She's like, okay, that's.
And also, since you're here, your healing type magic, would that do anything for someone who just had a Caesar on their back? And it's kind of catatonic?
Why?
Because my bandmate
Yeah.
had a Caesar on their back,
Yeah.
and it's kind of catatonic.
Seethers don't leave people catatonic.
So this one did.
The Seether left somebody catatonic.
Well, after it turned to dust.
Why do Seethers get turned to dust? Taking a Seether off somebody is actually a very painful process. It usually involves 2 or 3 people with healing magic who've been doing it for years, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she sang to it and it turned to dust. Or he sang to it.
He sang to it and it turned to dust.
Yeah.
And your friend went catatonic.
Yeah.
So the same song that turned it to dust made your friend go catatonic. It's not the Seether, it's you.
It's saying calm, not dead. Alright, well, I mean, I can try that.
Well, I can take a look, but from the sounds of it, you did something, and this is not within the. You know what? I can take a look. I'll take a look, but it sounds like you did something and you need to take a look.
Yeah, okay, I can do that. But, people have been saying Caesars don't turn to dust either, so something's weird.
Well, when did the first Seether turn to dust?
When?
Yeah, what happened? You're saying they're turned to dust. I've never heard of Seethers turning to dust.
That was way back when Miss what's her name was, and yanked it off and went.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I stabbed it in the mouth and it came off. It just kind of disintegrated.
Okay. Okay. That kind of tracks.
So effectively, when it loses,
When it dies?
wait, Sealers latch on to anger, resentment, pain, that sort of thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh shit, no wonder she's catatonic. Sealer took it with it.
I mean, that would imply that all she is anger, pain, rage.
No,
Sorry.
but you took a chunk of her, you took a chunk of her mind, of their mind.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Babs. Roll up your contacts. I'll talk to Babs, see if she's got a book on it.
Yeah. Zed,
Yeah.
how are you holding out?
I've been shot by a bullet in the arm from a senior citizen
Bullet shot you.
who I literally ate muffins with a week ago.
Yeah, Maddie's nice.
She okay?
Yeah, she'll be
She
fine.
seems alright.
Okay, guys, the bullet is still in here. I need a hand with this.
Yeah.
And Fox is like, I've got it. I've got it.
I will be back up.
Okay, so I'm just going to, you know what? I'll let you roll for that.
It's to be like, Lewis, Troy, Babs, you want to come?
And they're like, yep.
5.
Okay. So 5, and with the difficulty roll, that works. There's a lot of, I won't lie, crying, whining,
Swearing.
moaning, and swearing, but you guys are able to get it out and getting stitched up. And with a little bit of the healing salve that Sheridan's able to whip together, he should be good enough for tonight. But he's going to need a couple days of rest after this. Even a nightmare's nervous system can only handle so much. Okay, so you're on your way to see Babs. Your streets are actually pretty quiet, so you're able to get there pretty quickly. So you get to her. She's got the house is kind of in the lower end near an industrial park, and it's just kind of sitting on its own, literally in the middle of like a vacant lot. And she's out there just sweeping, you know. She sees you coming, kind of, oh, Declan, you're back. Good to see you.
Hey, sweetie.
How are you? Give me a kiss, and you know she does
Let's
the
do
yeah. Boys, Roy, you're not looking so good. I told you to take it easy. And he's like, I see their attack. Lewis, and she just looks at him, she's like, leaves in your hair again, just, you know, straightening so much. Babs is like, no. You have to look presentable. And they all kind of come and like, yes, ma'am. You know. No, tea's on. What can I get you, Declan? Also, there's a can of jam, jar of jam on the top shelf. Can you please open that for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, listen. Odd thing. Maddie and Rufus got hit with Sealers.
Madeline got hit with Caesars?
Yeah, well, it was more Rufus.
Flashback, the Madeline who visited last time was the current.
Oh, no, Maddie, 4C. She's in the...
Oh, yes.
Anyway, so, Rufus sang to it.
Did he now?
Because it went from Maddie to Mix, and then those two kind of tossed it up. And then he sang to it, and then it kind of, from what he was telling me, it turned to stone, and then it turned to dust. And now Maddie's kind of...
Not Maddie, Mix.
Or Mix is kind of vacant.
It would not be the first time I've heard of this. Let's take a look at the books and see what they have to say. And she pulls down like a very thin leather tome. It looks like it's been around for 5 minutes. Pulls it out, starts flipping through the pages. And it's like, oh, so Lucas sang to it. Let me guess. He sang a lullaby, didn't he? Oh dear. Skull.
Sure. Thanks. Because you share?
Oh, yes. So, according to this, you said he sang a lullaby.
Yeah.
Well, You know the old saying, music soothes the savage beast?
Right.
This is what they're talking about. That beast were the Seethers. That's where the expression originated from.
Ah.
See, that's where it comes from, you see.
Right.
And yes, Seethers can be soothed, and they'll fall asleep and fall off of their prey, and they'll come off with the chains and eventually wake up and find somebody else. It's not a cure, it's a solution of sorts.
Right. Okay.
Usually you would take the person out into the woods, sing them a lullaby, the Seether would fall off, you would take the person and you'd leave some kind of woodland animal, usually a deer, because deers, even when they're angry, they don't do too much.
Right.
So, but here you use.
Probably my door.
Okay. Here it says, and she shows you, this is a song of undoing. It doesn't put the Seether to sleep. It undoes the Seether in its entirety. Now, songs of undoing just don't undo anything affected by the song becomes undone. So if Lucas sang a lullaby and unknowingly made it into a song of undoing, he could have effectively killed the Seether and perhaps done some damage to his friend.
Jeez. How the hell is he tapping into this?
Well, he is a Coma, and they are known for being a little bit unorthodox and a little bit excitable and very passionate. And if I do say, their reputation in the bedroom is not unwarranted whatsoever.
Not needed at all.
And she just kind of slaps you on the shoulder. Oh, Declan, stop being a prude.
I'm good.
We were all young once. Not me, but others. And she's like, well, the good news is if there's a song of undoing, there's a song of restitution.
Oh, that's good.
And all he has to do is just do it the same way and fix everything.
So he has to recreate the completely random effect with the same song?
I don't know. You would have to ask him. He's the one who sang it. Don't put your elbows on the table, Declan. And Lewis, not with your fingers. It's the outside knife.
Outside in. Alright, so one more thing. Having kind of trying to share information with Rose Court. They actually I would have brought the Ames. It's they
Oh, you are an angel. Look at you. Boys, you did so good. I am... Roy, Lewis, Declan, I'm not going to say... I'm going to say this. You're not to say a word. I'm getting the good shortbread. Just a moment. Lewis kind of looks over at you. Yeah, like he kind of... just chin comes up a little bit more. Posture's improved. Roy's kind of like, he's like adjusting his, like he looks like he's been through a meat grinder trying to, she pulls out this small plate, takes off with the cover, and there's this beautiful, like immaculately done, you can just feel the honey and warmth coming off of this beautiful shortbread. It honestly, it is the thing of dreams. And she's putting it on silk napkins and plates and sliding it to each and every one of you. And she's, cheers, you were saying? Yeah.
1 second.
Okay, so you get +2 to your next roll, no matter what it is.
Anyway, so when I went to, they had a wee portal that was apparently just went across town.
Roses are prone to do that. That's part of the treaty.
Followed them. Probably shouldn't. But it was pertinent information. Is that I went to give it to them. They left before I gave it to them.
Grey areas. We've had this conversation, Declan. As long as you didn't do anything foolish.
No, I ended up chatting to someone.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
She was nice. She's fake. She's a little girl reading a book named Daffodil.
Pardon? I thought I misheard you. I was enjoying the shortbread. I swore I just heard you say daffodil.
No, yeah, Yeah, she seemed nice.
And so she shared the book.
When you say little, how little? You mean
About
little as
9.
in young?
Yeah, but like 9-year-old girl, that sort of thing, reading a book.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. She seemed nice. And then she told me she doesn't have any nightmares of her own because they end up horribly mutilated. And then she showed me.
Mm. She had one there with.
Oh no, she had a book with pictures.
I see.
I did not like that book. Anyway,
Could you describe the book?
I'd rather not.
And she kind of goes to the bookshelf and pulls down these 3 slim leather volumes, one on top of the other. Each one has got like a brass eye that's locked, and there's clasps on each side, and each one is bound with cold iron chains. Did they look anything like these?
Yep.
Oh, Declan. Oh, Declan,
I was very polite.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I was very polite. We just had a nice, pleasant conversation.
He always says that when he does something.
Really?
Or he's like, kinda do.
I kind of look at Lewis. Ready? We're gonna just throw me under the bus there. Along with the incense box on the top shelf.
You said just incense box at the top shelf, Lewis.
I keep my at my house I keep the incense at the top shelf there.
The creature you encountered, Daffodil, is one of the daughters of Pariah. Very, very old fae.
Yeah.
Very, very old and dangerous fae.
Yeah. Gather that.
Yeah. The mistress of Pariah had 3 children.
You want to speak up a bit.
Sorry, the mistress of Pariah had 3 children. Each one was born underneath a full moon.
Like born, are we talking born or nightmarified?
It's a little difficult to tell, but when they bore the first child ate a portion of her, the legs, and the second one was born, the arms, and the third one was born, it devoured the rest of her. And then it went to find the first 2. The first one was in the castle in the center of the lake, and the castle was made of skin. And the third child assailed the castle and devoured the firstborn. The second one was born, made their home underneath a cave deeper below the earth, and fed off of the corpses that people would bury in graves. And she found and slew and then devoured the second child.
Right.
And her loneliness. And then she realized that being the only child left with no parents and no siblings, she was very lonely. So she started to try and make her own family. And when I say make, I mean
physically, yeah.
And nothing she did work, and that was her curse, to be forever alone, unable to make a family or friend.
What? She's got a friend now.
Oh, that poor soul. Who was it?
Me.
According to her.
According to her, but quite frankly, she frightened the hell out of me, and I wasn't about to just, say no to her face. That seemed counterintuitive to self-preservation.
Boys, would you mind stepping outside for a moment? Declan and I need to have a few words in private. Just close the door on your way out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It's not gonna be fine, but it's nice knowing you.
We flash forward over to you. So what is the plan with your character?
Okay, so Zed's patched up, everything's fine there.
Zed's patched up. You're able to get the bullet. He was very happy. It was sizable. Nice metal slug about yay big that she pulled in.
Fun. Okay. Well, I guess it's the second patch job we owe you for. What's your rate for this kind of thing normally?
Yeah, let's just say it a favor, okay, for now?
Fine. Alright, I'm gonna head to the hospital.
She just leans into you and I've got a very special favor.
No attention.
Okay, so you guys are going to the hospital?
I am heading to the hospital.
Okay, so
to see Mix. I mean, if they want to tag along, I'm not stopping them.
Okay, so we're gonna Star Wars wipe that one. You guys eventually appear at the Garden City East. It is fucking packed. Like it's standing room only. You
Yeah,
guys are coming through the front thing,
through the front thing.
the front doors. There's about 6 officers there just standing guard. There's 2 cruisers on either side. Emergency is people are coming in and out. You guys are coming up there and they're like, sorry, emergencies only. You can't be here unless you have an appointment, and that's through the back. So keep on keeping on.
I got a friend here I need to see.
Sorry, unless you are injured or you have an appointment, we can't let you in right now. There's a pandemic going on right now. We have people who are suffering from severe injuries due to the outbreak of violence and the gang wars going on. Gang wars is basically they don't know what the hell is going on, but it seems to.
It seems to involve violence, so
Yeah.
they're playing games. Yeah.
Well, it's also a very mundane thing to tell the public, and
Yeah.
the public won't panic nearly as much as like, we don't know what's doing this, but everyone's getting angry.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a whole lot easier to go gang war. Even the gangs would be like, what?
Shit.
Did we do that? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, because if they announce a gang war on the news, gangs 9
Yeah.
times out of 10 will just kind of
Pretty much.
down, dig their
So
heels in.
it's like, sorry,
But then
listen,
move.
buddy, told you twice. I'm not asking you a third time. You need to go. This is a busy place where people are dying. There's a lot of chaos going on. Go home. Be safe. I'm sorry about your friend. There's plenty of nurses and doctors to look after them here. They'll be fine.
But she needs her homework.
Did you not hear me? If you do not leave right now, I will arrest you. And believe me, I don't need the paperwork and you don't need the headache, but I'm not in the mood. Come on, move on.
I don't want to do the thing. My character would totally do the thing. I'm gonna get into the yelling match with the cop.
Well, you can have a fake point.
Yay!
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. Clock. 10 minutes later.
And another thing.
Lucas is sitting in the hospital. You did get in. And you're sitting in like one of those blue chairs. It's where everybody is in the waiting room. It's just like, you go to have a drink. Chink. You are definitely handcuffed to the chair in the waiting room. And he wrote you up. Took down your name, took down your information. You got a phone call. May as well. No, you're not at the station. He's like, somebody you want to call?
Maybe I should let my dad know.
All right, suit yourself. Is that Richard? Yeah. Need your hand over here. Got it. So they're kind of waiting. So what's going
Are
on
they
with this guy?
distracted?
They're guarding the door. They're helping people through, but not distracted enough that they're not paying attention to you.
God damn it.
So, yeah, you are handcuffed to the chair in the waiting room with a comatose bassist and a drummer who has been shot, and it is 6 hours until you need to be concert ready to go downtown.
I'm gonna call Declan.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
You know what? I'm gonna call Declan. Declan's not getting yelled at.
Do, 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 do.
You know, swipe over to Declan.
Do, do,
I'm sorry.
do, do.
It's Lucas, actually.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
So, hey buddy.
Oh hell. What'd you do?
So couldn't get into the hospital. Well, I did eventually get into the hospital.
How? It's under lockdown. It's a pandemic. You didn't fake an injury, did you?
No, I yelled at the cop.
Why?
Because he was being an ass.
What do you need?
Not 100% sure at this point, but I need to not be handcuffed to a chair in the weight room with a. Am I at least in the same room as Mix?
No.
And I need to somehow get to Mix to try patching him up.
Do you know, is she within, like, sight?
No, no, I'm in the waiting room.
Courtney goes by. Triage, this one's been shot. Oh my god, okay, we need 10 cc's. Where's the other doctor? We had another shooting here, 2 car crashes. We're out of bed.
I don't think they're very high priority compared to the other stuff.
Have you tried humming a relaxing tune, something to get everyone focused and not focused on their anxiety?
I'm not sure I should relax the people trying to save people's lives.
Really? Because if they're relaxed, they're thinking more clearly.
But adrenaline helps with that sort of shit.
Adrenaline crashes. Also, according to Babs, you may or may not have inadvertently done a song of unmaking.
A what?
Yeah, apparently that's a thing. So you know how you're precious and the singing thing just kind of comes naturally to you.
Yep.
Well, according to Babs, it is entirely possible for one such as yourself to just do things that you're not necessarily trained and or knowledgeable in doing by yourself
I mean,
at all.
did you get trained in magic? Because no one bothered training me.
No. What I mean is, you can do crap that you have no right being able to do just yet, given your age.
Ah.
And you're doing that on reflex.
Okay.
So whatever you did.
So she knows what it is, so how do I undo it?
Oh, that's easy. You just sing a charm of making.
Great, how do I do that?
I don't know, pretty much the exact opposite of what you did.
So I find a Seether and attach it to them?
What? No, you sing the charm. In fact, okay, you unmade a cedar while it was attached to Mix, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So, where are the hooks? In her head. Suddenly, it went away. Unfortunately, the wounds are still there. So you gotta kind of do the charm making to heal the wounds that were left by the cedar.
Oh, Jesus, okay, yeah. One thing I was told was that healing is not really supposed to be in our repertoire, but okay, this should be interesting.
Yeah, well, apparently the rules don't necessarily apply to you if you involve music. So,
Yay!
also, do you have a hairpin?
You know I've got short hair, right?
Okay, that doesn't. I keep hairpins in my pocket. I have short hair.
Why?
Declan, you're starting to be rude.
Sorry, you're right. Thanks, Babs. No, I keep them around just in case I end up getting handcuffed and then you get out of handcuffs.
That would have been good to know
Is there
20 minutes ago.
All right. Is there anyone with long hair that looks like they have a hairpin?
Bounce, 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 bounce. Hi! Do you have a hair pin thing?
Yeah, you got a smoke?
No.
Then no, I don't have a hairpin.
But I have this delicious random fake food.
What's a fey food?
No, I'm saying like something I would have stashed on me for the fake food thing.
Do not feed mortals fey food.
But they have crazy effects. I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
You're in a hospital, you daffy bit.
No. I'm in the lockup part of the hospital.
'Cause that's better.
Shut up. What else?
Okay, buddy, your ride's almost here. You actually see the police, wagon pulling up for transporting people.
Shit. Bounce, Come on. I don't have a smoke on me, but give me your number, I'll get you one.
You'll get me a smoke.
Look, I need the hairpin.
Listen, I give you the hairpin, my smokes are going to disappear. I know how this is played.
Give me your number.
I'm not giving you my number. What are you, a narc?
That would be giving me your address.
Yeah, you're kind of right on that. Declan, are you done with your friend?
Just 1 second. Okay, so when you get the hairpin, push the hairpin in where the handcuff actually goes into, because it's not going to be big enough for the new ones. New ones, the keyhole is completely unique to the key. So you want to go in where the clamp goes in, and trip the latch. You're gonna have to jam it in there, but then it'll come out. Anyway, best of luck.
Thanks.
Click. Sorry about that.
I appreciate your helping your friend, and I'm very proud. You give wonderful advice, and I just wish someday you would listen to the words that come out of your mouth, because you've got a good mind and a good heart, Declan. But sometimes you just do the stupid. And he hits you with the spoon on the shoulder. Again with this. Do you not think about these things? I tell Roy to think, and I tell Lewis to think. But you, I expect more from you. You know better, Declan. You've lived on the streets. You're a private investigator. Roy is still trying to figure out being a changeling. Lewis is still struggling to connect with this empathy. They look to you.
How the hell am I supposed to live up to that? I'm 3 months older than Lewis. 3 months!
And in a nightmare for less.
I've been a nightmare for like half a year. And I'm still putting all this together. And I'm still... The hell is a lunar council?
Just sit down. Sit down.
I don't know any of this. All I know is I look at someone, she's just a tiny little girl reading a book in the middle of a park. Do I know she's fake? Yes. That's fine. I don't know she's evil when she finally reveals the fact that she's a psychopath. It's not like I'm just going to be like pointing and going, you're evil, I'm going to run away. She'll probably kill me.
Your tea.
Thank you.
You will feel better. You see, no matter what happens to you in life, Declan, all the world's problems can be solved with a good cup of tea.
This is true. I agree.
Now is that out of your system?
All I was saying...
It's a yes or no question.
Almost. I would say this part calmly. Thank you, Vince. All I'm saying is that while I appreciate being held to a higher standard, it is very flattering.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very honoured and humbled.
Mm-hmm.
It is rather unfair because I am still learning, and that you had to... The books regarding her, you pulled out from behind other books.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells me that this particular bit of information is hidden, even from the most seasoned of veterans.
Alright, so I'm going to tell you something. When you have nightmares of your own, it's not a double standard. It's different rules for different people.
That's what a double standard is. That is literally what that means.
Moving on. I have been waiting all campaign to use that line.
It's a quadruple standard.
That is the definition. If I opened a dictionary, there would be a picture of me pointing to the passage.
She's like, Daffodil is one of these abominations.
Yeah, born with a 3rd star.
Full moon.
Right.
But the full moon, the translation is lunar eclipse.
Right. Okay.
So.
She gave me a little bit of insight on the Queen of Dolls, though.
What did she say?
I'll give her the location of where she's at.
And she actually writes that down with a quill. It's like, I will be making a call to Madeline later today.
And I'll hold up my doll and this is at my front door.
Oh dear, Declan, you do have an interesting life.
Really?
To begin with, Daffodil was not a little girl.
I figured.
I know you did. But the way that Daffodil keeps propagating herself through the centuries is finding friends, and when one host body eventually grows old and dies, she moves on to her friends, inhabiting them.
I see.
The word daffodil is a flower, as you know, but they have parasitic seeds. They're seeds that can grow into almost any form of soil or grass, and if the temperature is right and the selection is appropriate, they bloom.
Gross.
That's normal seeds.
Yes. No, you're not here. Uh, so she's like, if she thinks you are her friend, that makes you a candidate for propagating herself should something happen to her current host body. But you said this host body is very young.
Yeah.
And you are not very young.
No, I'm not.
But you are a nightmare.
Right.
So you could become, even though that mortal host body will eventually grow old and die, there's a good chance you may still be around after that.
Well, that is not
So
normal.
you need to be very, very careful there.
Is there any way I can stop that from happening then?
We'll get to
Apart
that.
from unfriending her and pissing her off?
I would not do that if I were you.
Yeah, but I wasn't planning on it.
If there is, we will find it together. This is, you are not in this alone. This is what a family is for.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Do you got a place I can put this to safe? Because apparently that's...
That, and she kind of goes through that, and she unlocks one of the books, and is like, and she's like, I have just the thing. And she gives you a very small, cold iron box with a heavy clasp. You can put it in there. It will be safe.
Alright.
But keep it in your apartment or someplace you sleep. It should.
Alright.
And whatever you do, for God's sakes, do not lose it.
I am not going to be happy with cold iron in the apartment.
Because if anything happens to that doll, it will happen to you. But there's a way through these things. We just have to find it.
Alright.
I promise you, you are not the first person this has happened to.
That is both comforting and terrifying at the same time.
So, yes, I do know what the Lunar Council was. I was here when the Blades first came to Arden City. Arden was occupied by 4 different courts. You might want to call them the Frost, the Slate, the Lunar Council, and there was a 4th that we will not speak with. Just because the GM can honestly does not remember at this point in
I
time.
don't know if we ever actually named it.
Well, I don't
But
think-
anyways, it got
I know.
split.
It's not
basically,
relevant right
and
now.
became part of the Rose Court.
Yeah. So she's basically, when the Blades arrived, the biggest they forced out the Frost and the Slate very quickly. There were small courts with a little bit of military. They had their own setups, but we needed the ley lines and access to them, so we took it, which was our right. Waste not, want not. And it would be terrible if the mortals accidentally stumbled across a ley line.
Yeah.
Terrible things have happened. We all remember Chernobyl.
Do you know a guy named Sheridan? Funny old goblin, parrot head.
Oh, Cherry, you've met him.
Yeah, he's living in our apartment right now.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I've gotten the.
Why would you bring a portent into your apartment?
I didn't.
Ah, hooked his way in, didn't he?
Yeah. Apparently.
You're gonna have to get rid of him sooner or later.
Yeah, I figured out exactly what he is, and I don't.
Have you noticed that bad things have started happening around your apartment since he showed up?
Yep.
There's a reason for
I
that.
also noticed that bad things started happening when he showed up to the city. So
But things were happening before then too.
doesn't mean he wasn't here.
So, she's like, the Lunar Council was one of the biggest and the most dangerous ones. They occupied the majority of Arden City. The other courts only had tiny little places. Even the filth had difficulty dealing with them. These are where we get those fables about vampires, people with hooked hands, monsters. These are the abominations and the demons that the abominations and demons are terrified of.
Take out my book and take out my book, and show her the physical description of the guy with the hooked hands.
Yes, that would be one. They are fae that have so far gone. They don't need courts or nightmares. They are so powerful on their own. They are effectively courts unto themselves.
Right. So this one took out a rose pack and a few
Oh dear.
bits.
Oh dear.
How do I deal with it?
One question at a time.
Okay.
The Lunar Council is made up some of the most horrifying and terrifying Fae that have ever cursed this planet. We've dealt with them before in the past because the Court of Blades was much bigger and much stronger, and there was much more of us, and we were able to do it, and we attacked them at a point of weakness. They were not expecting us. And we lost a lot of blades. Our court was 4 times the size it was before we pushed them out. But we did push them out. It even cost us one of our things. But we did push them out. Second of all, they do not get along. They are not a well-oiled machine. They do not cooperate. The reason they have a council is so they stay out of each other's territory. It is the only way they can get anything done, or else they would be forever at war with one another. I can't tell you what nightmare that would look like. No pun intended. As for your friend here, well, I've seen him before. And the good news is, he may dress like an urban myth. He is not an urban myth. And she pulls out, opens the book. What we have here is a very disenfranchised, and very dangerous individual. You see, once upon a time, there was a red cap and an ogre. And they propagated a child.
Come on.
So...
I mean, not to kink shame, but it's just that...
So what you have is a red cap roughly the size of a small ogre. You'll notice that sickle that's attached to his hand is probably cold iron because red caps are not affected by cold iron. And the reason it's a black slicker is it attacked at night. Blood underneath the full moon looks very black to everyone, and it needs to keep it wet at all times.
Right.
So you're not dealing with an urban myth, you're dealing with a very, very large and very dangerous red cap.
Any allergies? Silver, cold iron?
Funny you should say that. They do. And she's like, but we'll have to, and she pulls down a big book, but it's atypical and we'll have to go through this together.
All right.
Also, if it's got an ogre in the mix, it might have ogre weaknesses.
Yeah, and that's something she'll point out too. So it's not unstoppable, but it will be difficult. The council was thrown out by the Blades. They ran so far they ended up in New Orleans, Louisiana. That's the last we heard of them. But with the war between the Roses and the Blades over, and both sides very weak, I wouldn't be surprised if they started coming now.
That's 2. 3 if you count Daffodil.
3 if you count.
3 if you count Daffodil. You have the Queen, this guy, and then...
4. The Seethers. The
Is there like a pyramid scheme where you take out one and the rest kind of topple?
No, it's more like a pie. Not even a pie, more like a soup where you take one spoonful out and the rest of the soup fills up the vacant bowl.
Damn it.
Daffodil tell you what she was doing in the park?
Reading a book.
Reading a book. Interesting.
Oh yeah. It was that rose tree.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
Yeah, that's where the thing was. There was babies.
What do you mean there were babies by the rose tree?
They were coming up from the ground. She said they were gnawing at the roots.
She just kind of slams the books down and stands up and knocks over the teapot that is naming Gurgenda. She says, "We need to go right now."
Okay.
And she's like, "Lewis, Roy, come inside." They come inside and she goes to this bell with a rope. She just starts clanging it, and you can feel the whole house starting to lift up. And it's lifting about 60 feet up as the chicken legs kind of push it up, and you can just feel it lurching from side to side as it tilts. And it's not going like the nice casual walk, it's going on like a full-on gait.
At least you bolted down this furniture this time.
Yes, boys, we have a bit of a difficult situation. The Roses are under attack, and I'm afraid they may not be aware of this.
We need to get Lucas.
Lucas?
He sang to a seether and it turned to dust.
from the outside, you would see the house kind of running down the street, and it does that thing where it kind of sticks its heels down and does the skidding stuff as like it destroys the asphalt, cars are flipping over, and it kind of like does a turn around again and starts running in the other direction.
He's at the hospital there. At least bloody word.
So you're kind of there, and he's like, all right, my final offer: 3 boxes of cigarettes, a keg of India Pale Ale, and 3 sex workers of my choice. Take it or leave it. In exchange for my hairpin. And that's when you kind of see behind him outside the window the giant chicken. You just see the legs. Chicken leg goes up, comes back up, and you're like, did I just? Another one goes down. Is it? Yep, that would be Declan. And you see like the house kind of sit itself down and snuggle between 2 other houses across the street from the hospital. And that's when Declan comes out, and you can see that Declan's there, and Lewis and Roy are with him as well. And you guys can see a very beleaguered Lucas like through the pane windows, and there's officers there.
Nope.
Do you have an appointment?
Yeah, picking up that one, that delinquent there.
Oh, the one with the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Assaulting an officer is a very serious offense in the city.
He assaulted you?
Oh, absolutely.
How so?
And you can see, and he's like, oh, yeah, threw a few punches, got lippy. You know, you can tell he is lying through his fucking teeth.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please put your phone down? This is private property.
Oh, yeah, no, see, this is private property. I'm not actually in the property here. I just wanted you, I just wanted you telling me that my friend actually threw a few punches.
And he's double downing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's, hang on. So what are you trying to do? Like intimidate or persuade or?
Yes. Effectively just, he is now being recorded. So if he's lying, and this comes up.
He's lying, but he's not budging. Like, you're giving him credit. He's being like...
Oh, you are very good. Look at his pen. Does he play poker?
Yeah. Like, sir, you're going to have to leave here?
No, actually, I'm here from a friend.
It's not worth the paperwork. Get him out of here. So they let you in, and it's like, they're like, not you two. And Lewis is just kind of like giving you a look, which is like, you know that look.
Yeah. Please let me. So I come over to you. Hello then.
Erkin?
So, these kind officers here telling me you cold cocked them a few times. Could you just do me a favour and see those hands that you need for not a blemish on you.
Yeah.
Not a blemish on them, which makes sense because being a musician kind of needs them.
Okay, there's actually a look of panic on the one cop. Not panic, but a little.
Anyway, you can unlock the handcuffs now.
They do eventually let him go, but you know they're not gentle about it, and like they're.
Oh yeah. Rough him up. You gaffy bin.
So eventually they let him go.
You know, I didn't get away with that.
The plight of the musician. Click. So let me know if you want me to upload that to your band's page that you're in. That ought to
Probably
generate some buzz.
some editing first.
So what are you guys doing now?
Going back to the house.
That's
Okay,
where I
so-
wasn't expecting you to come pick me up, but
Yeah, we've got a bit of a situation.
So you guys are headed back to the house,
okay. We need to deal with Miss though.
how?
We're leaving.
We'll see you later, Lucas.
What? You coming to the battle of the bands then? Get back. Right, let's go.
But fuck. Okay.
Right now, for the time being, makes us safe. The Rose Court, however, is not.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we're going.
Wait, where are we going then?
Because Babs is worried.
Oh shit.
Lucas, so good to see you.
Thank you. And you? I'm... Why am I here?
Well,
Alright, I
we
guess
have
I
a
can't
little
see
bit
that
of a
gesture.
problem. Now, Lucas, normally, under certain circumstances, if everything was normal, I would take my favorite mixing spoon and I would hit you about the head, neck, and shoulders about for being so careless. However, we have a situation and we need you to help us deal with it because the roses are under attack from a very powerful and dangerous fae.
Okay. So why me?
Because, from what I've been told by Declan, you might be of use in this.
Okay, well, I guess let's get going then.
And watch your feet, boys. Gets inside. Really, using a song of a making. Has your lord taught you nothing? I thought Moxie would have at least given you a few singing lessons. My goodness.
No, if you dumped a sibling on me.
I will have to talk to that boy. And she's like, oh, I couldn't believe. Watch your feet and wash your hands. I don't. You just came from a hospital. There's a pandemic going on.
You know the pandemic is Seathers, right?
That was no reason to wash your hands.
I'm washing my hands.
Are you speaking back to me, young man? You notice both Roy and Lewis take a take a step back.
Okay. Washing hands does not fix Seathers. Pandemic
Reaching for the spoon.
is the humans trying to understand.
I'll make sure he washes up.
You try to get yourself down.
Do you know why Babs is absolutely, completely, 100% Seether proof? Because she can kill you with a wooden spoon without her heart rate going above 80.
House starts lurching back and forth. You guys are making epic time.
Wash your hands.
Look, I did still come from a hospital. I'm still washing my hands. I'm not like...
So don't talk back to the woman. What's wrong with you?
So eventually the house sits down
She was wrong.
just on the edge of the
Not when you're in
botanical
her
garden.
house.
That's not how that works.
Not hospitality. Doesn't matter. If you don't like it, you have to leave. However, since you can't leave, here we are.
The house, you guys eventually get to the edge of the botanical garden. The house descends. Lewis and Roy are like, they're giving you the.
What? You can speak instead of just doing this with your head.
We're not sure about your friend.
Okay, first of all,
You had no issues with me when I was helping patch you up.
That was different. That was before you were being. This is a private concert.
No, it's not.
He kind of turns you. We don't want to get in trouble for him. That spoon hurts. You know the spoon hurts, Declan.
yeah, I know. Is Babs in the habit of punishing you for something that someone else did?
No.
Then why are you worried?
Area of effect. She'll get miffy for a few days. That affects everybody.
So rubber feet calms her down in an hour.
Alright. Roy, you're up. No, hell no! Hell no, 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 no.
Can we just focus?
Alright.
Just ask in hand.
So, house opens up, and the botanical garden there, and your friend is nowhere to be seen, but the book has been left on the park bench.
Book's still there. Babs, you want me to go get it?
And she's like, Declan, be a dear. Lewis, go with him.
Yep.
And he's like,
Watch your step.
Lewis, take your walking stick. Yes, Mom.
No, just actively watching my step.
Lewis is following footstep for footstep where you are. He is carrying a piece of mahogany wood in a hexagon that's been carved in a long hexagon, and there's 3-foot jagged blades of shale sticking out along the end of this thing. You've seen this guy Garrett bludgeon and pierce people simultaneously. This is the most dangerous thing he's got.
I'm guessing it's not his aim, though. It doesn't sound like
No,
it
it is not his aim. He's like, what the hell is this place?
Just focus on where you're stepping and try not to look down.
Did that grass just move?
Yep. That's why we're here.
Right.
Don't hit anything.
Uh-huh.
We're just gonna focus on getting the book.
Declan, really, the whole point of this is to hit things with it. Look at it.
Turn around. Look. Right now, our purpose is to get that book back to Babs. We're gonna get that book back to Babs, and we're gonna do it without hitting anything. Because if we hit something, we get its attention.
Got it. No attention.
Right.
Alright. Okay. So he's following you. You guys are like, how are you doing this? You're walking through a minefield. Like,
yep.
Before you saw like one or two little ripples, it feels like you're walking on one of those fun carpets at a fun house.
I am not following them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hey! Someone joined in.
Hey, who is it?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome. Sorry, didn't notice you pop in. Hi. Let us know if you want a quick catch up or anything like that. Right now we are.
They are walking through a botanical garden with undead babies underneath the surface, chewing on the roots of a great tree, which is the only portal for the Rose Court into the mortal realm. And they made a new friend. Speaking of which.
Alright, carefully.
Okay.
Like I'm not rushing this.
Okay, so you're actually, are you kind of stealthing this, or are you trying to be more waiting for her to show up and then expecting a firefight kind of thing?
No, I'm new friends. No, I'm like effectively I'm trying to do this as fast and expedient as possible, but I am not rushing it.
Okay, I am going to give you a choice of 3 possible rolls. Depending on what you choose, it will give you a different effect.
If it's possible to use...
Or you could set up an aspect. And then tap it next round.
Well, can I use my... Okay, so I have the proactive dodge stunt.
Yeah.
Would I be able to roll prescience to kind of gauge where to like eventually set up an aspect to just kind of like
absolutely do it.
Where are these things going?
Pretty much. So prescience is
By the
2.
way,
I have not rolled since I've had that shortbread, so I got a +2.
Yes, you do.
Woo.
I'm going to re-roll that. Spend my point.
Do you get the +2 on the reroll?
No, do I get the +2 on the reroll?
Yeah, I will say yes to that.
That is much better.
What'd you get?
It's not much better, but it's much better.
It's not much, but it is much.
It's better than and better than what I rolled. Prescience to roll a +1, so 3 + 2 is 5.
Okay. So, good news. It works.
Yay!
So you're there. You kind of feel the energy flow out of you, and instead of just touching things to get that kind of tactile vibe, you do something really weird. You just kind of feel yourself rooted where you're spot, and you just kind of let yourself open up, and you just see these. You know how normally when you do it, it's like one film and it shows you. It's like somebody is playing like multiple films all simultaneously. It's sort of like the Doctor Strange thing. I looked into 14 trillion universes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you're doing, and you're like, one, you see, you get right by the book, and then the whole park bench goes under the ground, and they come out and get you. You're like, another one, you use Lewis's thing to get the book, you get the book, it gets Lewis from behind. So the good news is you find a path there. You know where the most likely spots for an attack are. The bad news is in almost every single one of these, Lewis dies. He steps in the wrong spot. The undead babies reach through the ground, pull him down. He grabs the book. He starts emulsifying on the spot and draining into the soil. There's another one where he's fighting, hacking and slashing back and forth. The one where you guys almost got away clean is when when Roy comes out to help, they attack Roy. He runs over to save Roy, and they jump on him. So basically, out of all of these, what you're seeing is that every time Lewis tries to touch the book or help you or help somebody else, Lewis dies.
Right.
Horribly.
Right. Okay. Lewis,
Mm.
I need you to go back to the house.
But I'm here.
Yeah, I need you to go back to the house.
Bab sent me here to help you
And I know that.
because you are weak and fleshy.
So I've just looked into a few more, I'm not entirely sure how I managed it, but I just looked into a few possible futures. I can get myself out of this. You die horribly in every single version of it.
Like, how horribly? You're seeing babies claw their way through his chest. You're
Well, there
seeing
was this one where he kind of got dragged underground up to about the waist, and then they kind of crawled into your belly and then out your mouth. That's the tamest one, Lewis. If you're part of this equation, you die. I need you to go back over there.
He just kind of, you've never seen him shirk back before. This is that time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
He kind of shirks back. The important part, yeah, it is. Friends who look after friends, kind of a thing. Lewis is based on Vincent from Beauty and the Beast from the 1980s version. He's a big dude, so he kind of sulks back.
It's not you. It's just yeah.
He's shaking his head. You're like,
we're gonna need you for the fight later. So
you know, you're gonna have a talk with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you doing this? All right.
You want my help? What? Like, why did you bring me here? I can do something.
So I'm just gonna go over to the park bench and effectively just like start with the. Just grab the book, start walking away.
And that's when you hear a voice. Oh, you found my book.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Good. I thought. Bab's eyes are doing this.
Yeah.
I was wondering where I put it.
You left it right there.
Oh,
Do you
you're
want it back?
such a gentleman. Oh, I would love that. Yeah, kind of have it. I totally forgot it. Don't want to lose them. It's got all my notes and things. Hey, is that your friend? Oh, he's going away.
Yeah, he's heading away. The baby.
Is he a cat?
No.
He looks like a cat.
He's lying.
He looks like a hobo cat.
Why?
Oh, is that rude?
Kinda.
Sorry.
Right. Anyway, the babies were kind of freaking him out. Actually, they're kind of freaking me out as well.
Oh, don't worry. They're cute.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. Have you ever been to a maternity ward or a shopping mall? They just leave them all over the place, you know?
That's so true.
And the thing is, I had a friend once before I turned her into my favorite pet, and she said, if you can't look after something, then you shouldn't have had it to begin with. Hence babies.
And who can argue with that?
Right, she's so smart. She was a terrible goldfish. She died really early.
Goldfish, I mean, it's pretty much the only animal on the planet that's cheaper not to feed.
Well, no. She was a district attorney, and I made her into a goldfish.
Ah.
Ish. Goldfish-ish? Ish-ish? Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
That's good to see you. Do you want to sit and talk to me for a bit more? You are getting, like, you've never seen Babs give you the... You've seen a lot of looks. You're not sure how to classify it. Baba Yaga is giving you the what the fuck look. And you're kind of thinking, what the fuck?
I know, right? I mean, I am not looking to become a puppet or a pet or a chance wonder.
Oh, no. I'd never do that.
Okay.
I like you. We're friends. And we're going to stay friends for a long time. It's so... Hey, wait. Is he your friend, too? She's looking at Lucas. And she kind of... You see this little girl kind of, like, waving. She's really pretty.
Yeah, he's got definitely one of those pretty faces. Yeah.
Is he a musician? I bet he likes rock music.
That's the leather pants is kind of a giveaway.
Oh, he likes wearing dead skin, too. I like wearing dead skin, too.
Bit different, but kind of the same, actually. Can't even argue with that.
You see this sweet little girl like, do you like music? I like music too.
I'm picking up on Babs giving be horrified.
Babs has reached out and grabbed you by the back of the jacket. You should come over here and be friends. There's a place for you to sit.
Sorry, I think I'm being dragged into the kitchen. Bye.
So, yeah, that's a question. Why are you going after the tree here?
It's a secret.
All right.
Okay, see, I've only got. I don't have a lot of stars on the council yet.
Right.
And the more stars you get means the more territory you get.
Right.
So, I need territory if they're going to take me serious, right? And the only place they haven't taken is the botanical garden. So, the roses are kind of here. So if I get rid of the roses, I get the botanical garden, and then everybody's going to be all respectful and nice to me when I'm sitting on the council, and I say, off with their heads, and make them eat their own fingers. And if you graft those hooves onto them, they'll run twice as fast, even if they can't see anything. And that's when you just give them more eyes. It's really easy. I thought about putting eyes on the bottom of the feet so they could always see where they're going. Didn't work out too good.
No, that wouldn't.
No.
May I make an appeal for the botanical gardens? Because I kind of like them the way they are.
Wait, do you want to fight for the botanical gardens? Because
no.
I got here first.
No.
It's fair.
No, you definitely did get here first.
Okay.
I'm just instead of going after the botanical gardens, there's one of you lot that's actually been making things a little bit dicey for myself and the mates. We hook hands. The big lad.
Is that the GM or the character?
That's the GM. Oh, Steven.
Was that his name?
No, but I call him Steven. He hates it when I call him Steven.
Yeah.
I don't call him Steven when he's around. He gets really angry.
Yeah.
Everybody gets angry with me.
So anyway, Stephen kind of fell on my radar. I was going to because he's been he's been targeting my mates, my friends, that sort of thing.
Yeah, they shouldn't really go into his territory, but he's got a big territory. Everybody on the council's got a territory. You know what? If I have this territory, all you guys can live with me, and you don't have to worry about Steven. That's such a good idea. Oh my god, I'm a genius.
Or, hear me out. Myself and my mates take care of Steven. And then you have Steven's territory. And you just leave the botanical gardens here. Because unfortunately, I will need the roses to help take him out.
She goes over and pulls off a rose. Like this rose? Will that help?
I like that you're trying to help, not that particular rose, no.
Oh, you mean the fairies?
The
ones in the tree?
The rose court, yeah.
Oh, you need the fairies. You don't need the roses, silly. You need the fairies.
Yeah. So if you leave the botanical gardens and just leave take the babies away because they're chewing on them.
I can't do that. I already planted the babies down there.
Right.
I can't get them back out. I mean, it's like a kind of a thing. You put them there. They kind of do their own thing.
Okay, so if
they don't listen to me, they're like babies after all. Have you ever had a baby listen to you?
I have no idea.
No one has. They don't. All they do is they're cute and they cry and they smell and they're sticky. And this is why you bury them underground so you don't have to deal with it.
That is a solution. Okay, so I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what. I got a plan. It's a really great plan, and I just came up with it.
Okay.
I'll leave the botanical garden, and you and your friends will deal with Steven. And when Steven's gone, I'll take Steven's spot, and I won't just get 1 star. Steven's got 3. I'll have 3 stars. I'll be 3 stars on the council, and people have to be super, super, super nice to me.
That is very true.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to have
but, I want Steven when you're done. Or whatever's left of Steven.
Alright.
Oh, that's so good. There's so much fun stuff I can make out of him.
Right. Now, myself and my friend, we're going to deal with the babies though. Because, as I said, we're going to need the rose court in order to help, and this is kind of screwing them over. So we'll deal with the
Yeah.
babies. You don't have to worry about that.
All right.
We'll get rid of them, and that way
Wait,
you don't
do
get
you
sticky.
think the fairies are going to be mad?
I mean, yeah, probably, but
No.
you're focused on other things
Yeah,
right
but
now as well.
they're not.
So
Okay. Don't tell them it was me, okay?
yeah, it's fine.
Alright,
It's fine.
Alright, so have fun with the babies.
Right? Okay.
This is why I like being an only child.
Yeah.
Oh, book. Almost forgot it. Thank you. You see her going on. Eventually disappears.
So just kind of like go back. I'm just gonna go over there. To be fair, I was left unsupervised. Now, so she has abandoned her claim to the botanical gardens.
And Babs is there like, that's fantastic.
We have to deal with the babies though, because she doesn't want to.
She didn't take them with her.
No, she said she can't. Once she kind of created them, they stopped listening to her, so she just kind of buried them so she wouldn't have to deal with them anymore.
Lewis is like, he just turns to you as like, they're just babies. Like, they're not that tough. I've seen babies before. You could just, like, they're this big.
Would you like to see the image of them crawling out your mouth? However, they are still infants.
Yeah.
Infants respond to music.
Right. So we just need, like, some kind of musical weapon.
Right.
Like some kind of gun that's powered by music. Or some kind of flamethrower that's powered by music. Or, if we have, like, music loud enough that could blow apart the park, we could destroy all the babies. It's a good thinking, good thinking.
Or we.
Roy, do you have your 8-track?
So I'll look at Babs and be like, okay, so you remember Hook Hand?
Kill it with fire! Kill it! Yes! To be fair, these aren't just regular babies. They've been horribly abominified.
So I'll look at Babs. Alright, so you remember Hook Hands? The red cat there?
Mm-hmm.
So she's agreed to do that. We gotta take him out.
What do you mean do that?
She agreed to abandon the botanical
Oh,
gardens.
she's leaving it. Oh, thank goodness.
She's left. We still have to deal with the babies, but she's left.
So what does this have to do with the hook hand? The red cap over?
Well, I kind of agreed that we'd take him out, but I was planning on doing that anyway.
You did what?
And then she's gonna take.
Sorry,
his
sorry,
spot.
Declan, I thought I misheard you. I'm over 2,000 years old. I swear for a moment that I thought I heard you say that you were going to take out the red cap ogre abomination.
Yeah.
Question. Do you have a plan on how to do this?
Not yet, because currently.
Second question. You said we. Who's this we that you've contracted into this?
Pretty much anyone that I ask, if they agree to it, then they're going to help me out.
You don't have a plan at all, do you?
No, because right now we're dealing with the babies, one plan at a time. You taught me that.
Yep, very. This is true. You were listening. I am so proud of you.
Listening.
Okay, so, Lewis, put the 8-track down. That is Roy's, and you are not to have it. We've had this conversation.
Journey's good, just not for everything.
Journey is life.
Don't stop believing, Lewis.
All right, so we need a musical weapon. Where do we... You have a musical weapon.
Yes.
So anyway, they're tiny little undead abominations, but they're under the ground. So
They're basically, their heads are mostly mouths, and then they're actually chewing through the mystical
So
roots of
we
the tree.
need to
We
get
need to
them
get them out.
out and away from the roots.
So you want me to Pied Piper them?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so once we Pied Piper them,
Yeah.
what are we doing with them?
Do we have a very large oven we can lead them into?
No.
Damn it.
Declan Street.
What? They're already
Declan
dead!
Street. That is. We don't make oven jokes in this house, and you know this.
It would be a. Ooh, wait, hang on. Where are we? Botanical Gardens. I mean, if you can lead them a couple of blocks away, there's a crematorium that way. They're already dead. I mean.
She just kind of pushes past you very well. Declan, we'll do this in a civilized manner. Lewis, help me take down the pot. Takes some big, red pot that's hanging over the fire and moves the lid over.
I didn't want to suggest it.
Yeah. Now, this leads to the Goblin Bazaar. They can figure it out. This is where we usually put our garbage when we're done with it. We just put it in here and it transports it to the Goblin Bazaar. We've never had a problem with it in over 500 years.
And they can't come back through it?
And has anyone ever come back from the Goblin Bazaar?
I mean, I've heard people who said they've been.
Name them.
Right.
That's what I thought. So, Lewis, take this outside. Or yes, ma'am, because it's a big pot. You know, its diameter is probably about 6 feet. So like he's like hulking, like he's shredding with this, and he's got like the lightning strength. He puts it down there, moves the lid. All right.
Okay.
So you're gonna play a flute or something? That's
Or
how
something.
he did it. Piper had a flute. It was a pipe. It wasn't a pipe. You smoke those. You can't play those. No, like a clarinet. Lucas is gonna play a clarinet.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Isn't that like a recorder?
If you could do this with a recorder, I would be so impressed.
Boys,
So
let Lewis
something-
work.
Something energizing. Great, I'm gonna have to run from rabid tooth babies.
Not necessarily gonna have to run. If we actually put that on its side, so the mouth is kind of adjacent with the ground, you can just sit atop of it.
Yeah, but I mean, then they'll be coming from all directions. I want them coming from one direction.
Well, no, the botanical gardens is over here. We're over there. We're at the border of it.
Boys, focus.
We put it at the border. They come here.
And you get a tap on the shoulder by Roy, and he's actually pointing at the rose tree. You're seeing the one side of the tree slowly starting to die. The
We need to
leaves
start
are
ripping out.
beginning
So
to...
I will.
Okay, right, okay. So, edge of the, okay, great. Something energizing. I'll actually play one of those.
Sea shanties, folk song, folk punk. Oh, like Ironic Elk. I love them.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. I'm gonna play the one song that I wrote recently.
Kill with fire dice.
So I'm just gonna play the one anthem song because it's what's coming to mind and it's gonna be energetic. So.
Okay. Hang on for a second. Give me a split second because I recorded that from games
No,
ago.
it was not an easy one.
Give me a moment. Your anthem?
Yeah, I'm not trying to impress a crowd. I'm just trying to get babies moving.
Yeah, but you pre-crafted 3 songs.
Yeah, I know that.
Your anthem has a +5 on it.
Jesus.
If you wish to use it, that's without rolling.
Okay, fine. Can I just choose some other random energetic song?
Yeah, you can. You can roll for it as something else, or you can. You've got 3 songs. One's got a +8, one's got a +5, and one's got a +4.
Oh, like these are oh wait, hold on a second. These are modifiers.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the difficulty.
No. 3 games ago. You guys did.
I know. I thought you told me I was setting the difficulty.
Yeah, let me explain it to the. 3 games ago, their character musician got together with a band and rehearsed. So they basically preloaded spells, sort of like in Dungeons and Dragons. So the songs actually have a power quotient. So those are, you would roll and you would get the modifier on top of that if you choose to use one of these. However, once you do it, that's done.
Really?
You would have to re-rehearse it.
You would have to re-rehearse it and set it up. Might I suggest a song you're not planning on
Using later
well,
that night?
I would like, are these the are those 3 songs that you're planning on
Using for the competition? Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously for the competition, yeah, but for like the night, and then you do another 3 songs the next night. Because if so, I mean, you've got to set those up at practice in between.
Well, I mean, they've got to be set up anyway, so
Yeah.
apparently.
So.
Random song it is.
Okay, so none of the rehearsal stuff.
Yeah. So energetic, boppy
All right.
thing. Fuck you, dice. Okay, so -1. This is. Hold on. No, I did that. Was not the final.
I know.
This is music.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to spend my magic point
Mm-hmm.
for a +2
Mm-hmm.
to bring that to a total of 6. 6. New tooth cozies. The listing. It sounds really obvious to me. I don't know if it does to anyone else.
So reroll that. Okay, so you using the guitar for this one?
Oh yeah.
So you kind of get up there, and you get the guitar, and you're kind of doing that really obnoxious tuning thing that musicians do before they're about to like do something really epic. You don't think it's obnoxious. I think it's obnoxious. So
It's making sure the instrument sounds right. How is that obnoxious?
it's like, tap, tap, tap. Is this thing on? Music? Yeah, it's obviously fucking on. I spent an hour setting it up. It's on. Anyway, you get up there, you tune, and you start strumming along, and you start like really, really softly, really gently. And you can just feel it starting to wave out around you. And at first, you're not sure if anything is actually happening. Aside from like Lewis kind of swaying back and forth, and he's getting into it, you know. And you see the ground kind of rippling around the flower beds around the botanical garden. You see them kind of near where the water park is, where they've got the little river coming down, and the kids like watch the little boats there. You see, and the sun's beginning to set. You see these small little tiny mechanical hands that have been fused with animal claws, clawing their way gently out of the ground, and you hear the twisting of metallic gears and bone and sinew kind of snapping back into place as they reorient themselves. And that's when you see probably, just, I don't know, between 80 to 150 tiny newborn babies with mechanical jaws and multiple eyes fused into the sides of their heads, pulling their like oil releasing entrails behind them as they dig their way out from underneath the surface of the garden, pulling out, the ground from the underneath. The arms come up, the heads lurch from side to side with these big black vacant eyes. You see one that has two heads kind of twisting back and forth, with its mouth just dripping of the sap from the rose tree. And you can smell the magic kind of rotting away. And this carpet of undead, mechanical, animal-infused babies with their guts hanging out behind them starts clawing towards you, just cooing gently as they listen to the rhythm of your music, beckoning them closer. The sound of love and happiness and a better tomorrow, and they're just kind of swaying back and forth and starting to hum along. As they kind of lurch towards the big cauldron that Baba Yaga set up, and they start pulling themselves in. And at first, you hear the first one go in, clunk, then the next one, clunk. And a few minutes later, like 20 minutes later, there's this giant, endless human centipede of undead baby abominations crawling itself in. And about an hour, 2 hours later, the last one kind of does the clunk, falls in, and that's when Declan just wheels the lid over top of it.
Lewis, put this thing on the right side.
Lewis is as green as you've ever seen him.
Oh, come on, they were just weird undead cyborg babies.
So he pulls it back. And like you guys are looking at the cauldron setup. The botanical garden is completely ruined. Like all the ground surrounding the flower beds, the trees, everything, it's just been like caved in from underneath. Except this one large patch of ground, just at that very outer edge of the root structure of that tree. It is it's like a bullseye with that tiny little dot, and everything outside of that has been destroyed.
6 sentences I never thought I would say for 500.
So which one of those?
Anyway.
So
Why didn't the roses do any of this shit?
because we couldn't.
Ah!
and that's when you see Madeline, and you recognize Madeline from before.
Give her a bell.
It's just it.
Even instead of being about dead babies, he's not quite as metal image. Agreed!
No, it is not.
What I do. And she's like,
Yeah, I am worried for your mental health on a regular basis, but you know, you do tell a good story.
yeah. She's like, we were trapped inside, fortifying everything in case we had to relocate. It would have been a disaster beyond epic proportions.
Yeah.
We've sustained damage, and she gestures to the tree. The taint of the council has not crippled us, but it has done some harm. It will take a very long time to repair this. And that tree contains the entirety of the Rose Court. There is an veritable city inside of it with all of us. It is our one safe place in the world, the one place mortals can never go. Not can't go, can never go. And today our sanctity came under siege by something that should never have happened. We didn't know it could happen. We thought we were invincible in this one thing, and it turns out we were not. We took the actions we could to stop it, but until a few moments ago, we did not know what we were facing. We have fought you, and we have fought the filth, and we have fought many, many battles. But this, we've never encountered this before.
So, to keep them away, we need to deal with an entirely different monstrosity. And we're gonna need help.
Well, as you know, your court and our court has signed a truce. And we are forbidden from actually intervening into your affairs officially. And she's just yawn, but that fake yawn,
Yeah.
that I'm 16 and I'm gonna make the move of putting my. But
You know you made the move off camera, right?
During the stretch of the arm, she's like, our courts have signed a truce and a treaty. We respect each other's boundaries, which you have not done, but you have come to us in aid. So we will forgive the transgression because you have helped us. And she starts doing that yawn. And she's like, but, I mean, there are always, and she kind of gives you a, she takes your hand and shakes it. She's like, I do commend you on your heroism and your nobility, and I'm sure if things were different, officially we may be able to do something. And she kind of gives you a, you've got some talent. We look forward to seeing more of you around. And, kind of walks off and Babs and Baba Yaga's Crown Knight Madeline. And she's like, you tend to your garden, as we will tend to ours. Aptly said. And she kind of heads off back to the tree. You have got a key in your hand. It is a very ornate silver key.
So we're gonna tell them we need help with something. And she's just gonna be, oh, well, that's too bad, and wander off. What are you chuckling over?
Key.
The key?
Aye. The key normally goes into the door. And if she did it on the down low, that means technically we're not supposed to have it.
And Baba Yaga kind of goes over to you.
That means something else we're not allowed talking about. This.
That, Lucas, you need to have a cup of tea and to close your mouth for once. She has helped you and you don't even know it yet. Or did you forget you have a rose tattoo from a long time ago that just appeared?
Sorry, what?
Shoulder.
Yeah. When she tapped you on the shoulder, there's like the court. It's basically, you've got a tattoo that only other Fae can see it. Basically, you've got the equivalent of ambassadorial or traveling status to the Rose Court now. Which means the roses cannot fucking touch you.
I mean...
And also means that you are effectively, if the Blades want to talk to the roses, you're their go-to person. If the roses want to talk to the Blades, you're their go-to person.
That does not sound like help. That sounds like horror. That sounds like responsibility.
You already forgot what I said about saying nothing. Come have a cup of tea. We have shortbread.
I could definitely use a tea.
You're gonna love the shortbread.
Okay.
Alright.
So, yeah, I worry about my mental
I-
health sometimes too.
I need a quick bathroom break. I will not stop the game though,
Okay.
so you guys can keep going.
Okay. So, well, effectively, we're just going to wrap up at this point.
Oh. Okay, fine then. I guess I won't take my bathroom break.
No, no, go take your bathroom break. We'll just go. So you guys have a sit down, and it's kind of this. It's one of the more awkward tea moments. It's where everyone's got their cup of tea and their shortbread, and everyone's saying nothing. Babs is like, Lewis is like, I love Earl Grey. Roy's like, yeah, Earl Grey's great. It's Mom, best Earl Grey ever. Thank you, boys. How's Earl Grey, Declan?
Pretty good. So, Lewis,
Yeah.
where do you get cubs of your own?
Roy just gives you that look. I was like, why? Why? Well, there will be a day. Roy's like, when I find someone I love. When I will find someone in love. Someone who makes me see the stars in a new way. Makes me see the stars in a new way. It's kind of doing this pan out shot. And he's like regaling you with this perfect romance. We will make love together. And fight together. And slay our enemies together. And give birth to endless cubs who will raise our name in battle. Oh, it will be a glorious day. And
You
they...
you know you can't do that now that you're a nightmare, right?
Well, it won't be a nightmare forever. Eventually I will become Fae. And I will have nightmares of my own.
Okay, so different process.
I think he's...
Different process. Oh, I see. So the musician is an authority on love. Tell me, musician. Tell me, how do we do this thing where we find a mate worthy of song indeed?
Well, you might have noticed
Mm.
he didn't crawl up inside Babs.
Sorry.
Wow, this tea is great, Mom. This tea is great. No, I did notice that.
Good.
I was a great warrior from back in the day. And what wars have you fought, musician?
She just did wage he just did wage a single war on about 150 weird undead cyborg babies, banishing them to the depths of the Goblin Bazaar.
Mm.
Or that apparently would have consumed you.
Mm. You know what war consumes me that you will always fail at? The war of the heart. It is a war of love.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
Who have you won over with your music? Who have you? Where are those pledging their allegiance?
who we won over?
Who have you won over?
Jeez. Do you want to bring out your phone?
Lewis, don't do it. No, Roy, it needs to be said. Lewis, don't do it. Roy, I'm saying it. No, you will not in my house. But Mom, do not mom me. Even though Lucas is here, Lucas is a guest, and you will give Lucas his
She
due.
not want me to put that video up.
I mean, I kind of like your chair.
Yeah, but you kind of got up to
No,
you were handcuffed to a chair because a cop was being a prick.
You are
Yeah, why not?
unlovable.
You know how tempting it is to just
3.4 million followers says otherwise.
And not one of them will remember you when you are gone.
Flick.
Oh my God, it's Danielle from the culinary school.
Oh my God, he's so good. He's so good. He called me out for reading it on the hill. Oh, that songs.
Okay, that's the second game. Okay. So at this point, like, Lewis's face is getting red, and he's like, I am taking my tea to my room. You know.
Also, I mean, no idea how tempting it was to just shake your hand.
He just, you know, up the stairs, the door slams.
I don't know if he realizes what that is, but
Roy is like, well, I think Roy, drink your tea.
I don't think. See, personally, you should be glad that I did that and you didn't shake his hand because.
yeah, I
You
really
ever seen what? Now, you ever seen that Lions in Heat? Yeah. No. This is really good shortbread, though.
It is. Now, since we're here, I think it is time we drop you off somewhere else. Because we would hate for you to unwear your welcome.
You got practice.
Yeah. I still need to break Mix out of the hospital?
You also have about 3 hours to do. Actually, no. You've got about an hour and a half to do it and to get downtown.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, no. Plan B. Idiot brother.
What do you mean?
There's not enough time to get to the hospital, figure out what to do with Mix, get back downtown for the contest.
So Magnus is going to take your place then?
Yeah.
Fire.
Alright.
At this point, in the end game, the camera folds out and it's like, who is it? Oh god, it's my idiot brother. Yeah, what do you want?
So, seeing as you're still on my couch,
Yeah.
you know you picked up before you said it's my idiot brother, right?
No, that's not how it was meant to go. That was a GM thing.
I liked it, though. It was entertaining.
Anyway, get to the point.
You can do bass guitar, right?
Yeah.
Great. Hour and a half downtown. We're doing Battle of the Bands. Mix is incapacitated.
All right, I'll be there.
All right.
You owe me.
We've covered this.
Yeah.
Not how it's supposed to work in a flea.
So, effectively, you don't know as much about foys as you think you know about foys. Fooey. Ha! Click. At this point in time,
Okay, so that was the character saying that,
the credits start rolling down, and next you hear the announcers begin. People are starting to, despite the pandemic, get into the lineup. Tickets are being ushered. People are selling booze. The bands are starting to tune up, and you hear Moxie. All right, ladies, and he's got the announcer's mic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, monsters of all ages, we begin with the official annual Ardenseti Battle Pyro of the Bands.
Or pyro.
Presenting tonight's competition tier ring. Winter Night, and it's like you, Magnus, that has been patched up, and everyone's like, oh my god! And his special appearance due to Huddy and the Heartbreakers bowing out prior to the competition.
What?
The Devils! Hedgehog! And you see these like 6 guys come up, like with the full like hedgehog and demonic masks. You see the kitted out axes. Like it looks like kind of like a satanic panic rock band from the 80s. And then the lead guitarist comes out. He's Lewis's size. He's got wheels coming out of his head all the way back down. His axe is literally a axe / guitar. And the thing that's really, really disconcerting is he's got 4 different faces that look like they've been flensed and are kind of adorning his costume. And whoever did the makeup and like the special effects on those costumes look amazing, because it just looks like the members of the band that just did not show up for this one because they had to withdraw. Funny thing that. And you hear Moxie, are you ready to do this? It's gonna be shinier than God's brand new gun and twice as loud. And the crowd goes ecstatic. And that's when the closing credits roll. So that's the game.
Well, shit.
It'll be fine. I'm sure.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Hmm.
So that's the game. You guys did super well. Major milestone. Save the Roses encountered and survived your first occurrence with a member of the Lunar Council. Also, you're starting the game with one extra fate point that you can trade in for magic. Well done dealing with the babies.
Yay.
Also, well done
Yeah.
dealing with the member of the Lunar Council and also surviving multiple Seether attacks and other things as well. So
You're just polite.
And then apparently you become the next host.
Yeah, I mean, I got time before that happens.
so that's kind of where you're at. You know what's going on with the doll now. You've got in that cold steel container. It is in your apartment. You also know that Babs is going to help you as best as she can. You guys are going to have to deal with Steven at some point because Daffodil is going to hold you to that. Next game, you're starting off Battle of the Manzing. There is no rehearsal. There's no warm-ups. It's basically you've got your crew together and you're going to duke it out right now. And you know from the previous games, Devil's Hedgehog is associated with all these Seether attacks.
Yeah. The head Seether's the
Yeah.
guy with them. Should be fun.
Yay.
Yeah, but how much time? Yeah. So you've got
So with a major round, we get 1 point of refresh as skill point.
Wait, we got a major milestone?
Yeah, I said that at the very beginning.
Oh man, okay,
You guys
well,
got a
I'll
major.
sign up.
You got a major because you did a huge plot reveal. You stopped a huge plot twist. I also had a clock going on the baby attack. So for every piece of that clock that they were not dealt with, took out damage on the tree. So effectively, there was 8 pieces of that tree, and only one of those pieces. No, 2 of those pieces. Sorry, 2. Yeah, 2 of those pieces got damaged. So the damage to the tree was effectively minimal. It's there, but it's minimal.
Oh, that is okay.
So for the tree to heal is 1 game for 1 piece. So it's the 2 next games. It will be back to full strength. But effectively, what it means is the roses themselves is all hands on deck because they basically just did Helm's Deep and survived, and now they're repairing Helm's Deep.
Except they just kind of sat there and watched us deal with.
No, they were on the inside fortifying things and doing damage control from the inside of the tree. But that's as far as you know. So you guys, and also, it's not like you're going to be on stage immediately at the start of next game. They're doing the announcing acts. The opening bands have to do their thing, and then you guys are basically the main event. So now this is not the entire contest. This is the first tier bracket. You have to beat them in order to go to the next.
Move on. Yeah. Okay, it should be fun.
All right.
And I am going to have to try not to punch Hedgehog guy in the face.
Mix is basically for game purposes. She's fine. She's safe. She's safe in the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
Useless but safe.
She's useless but safe in the hospital. Roy is still recovering from previous games' attack and recovery. He's probably going to have 3 more games before he's back to ship shape. I'm saying this because you've both operated on him and spent time with him. You know that he's a changeling, and had he not been a changeling, he'd probably be dead. Changelings have a special buffer resistance to physical attacks, so that's probably the only thing that saved his life.
They do, but they also they're weak to them, but they're also not. It's weird, but yeah.
Yeah. So you guys did good. Just let me know what you get before next game, and you're off to the races. Well done.
Thank you.
And congratulations on Daffodil. She was a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
And guys, thank you for hanging out and checking out our most horrific scene. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys kind of show up for the gross one.
Any more of these?
I thought
No,
I
I
tossed one
think-
over. Oh,
No,
yeah,
that
I
was
got
a-
2. There you go. Alright.
Alright, well,
Thanks everybody, really appreciate it. And if you want to check up our games previously, they're all on YouTube under Dark Smile Games. And also, the RPG we're doing is one we wrote. It is Pay What You Can on Drive-Thru RPG. So help yourself out.
Cheers.
cheers.
I think I know who that is.
Give me a sec.